coming live from Self Love Lounge. Yeah. My partner Dre. Give me the beat. You talk to him. Look. Now as I stand here on my feet, I ask myself, do history repeat? I know it do, but this is deep. From the slaves to the streets, from the cotton to the concrete, you give me Willie Lynch vibes. From that white man you hide, but you would kill me for my fucking ride. That's that envy you can't hide. That's that meet me outside, can let it go cause of your fucking pride. Back in the day, they take two field slaves, turn them against each other, something like the Jangle days. Whichever one was still alive, that's the one that went. The dead slave, he was gone, you won't see him again. And nowadays, they take two rap niggas, start beef, move out the way, and clap niggas. You better know your weapon good if you aim in sight. And if you kill a kid by accident, you got a night. You niggas so tough and Zimmerman is still around, but you will pay a couple K to knock your brother down. You think that God and evil fake? Until you die and reawaken, your soul done made it through them gates of hell, they await you. And everything you ever feared, that's that shit that's gonna take you. And all them demons that you claim, then took the sane out your brain. Now it's time for you to feel the flames. You see them demons like the streets. You can praise them all you want, but in the end you meet defeat. Open your eyes to the truth. But most of y'all can't do that cause them lies be just as fake as you. Been spitting facts all my life. Your brain gotta watch for bullets, but your back you gotta watch for knives. Fuck nigga, you need to listen. I'm competing with the old me. You look at me as competition. I never thought I'd see the day when I would get off on this microphone and say this shit I'm about to say. But hey, it need to be said and they like, damn right. Got on my knees, prayed to God just the other night. Help me win the fight against my own kind. And if Black Lives Matter, niggas colorblind. They in denial when they hate it when you speaking facts. But a race war ain't the reason why I got the strap. Don't get it fucked up, cause anyone can feel the shell. But not just anyone gonna kill me for my clientele. Folks be seeking all these questions but don't want the answers. The last time we stuck together was the Black Panthers. But since then, it's a block for a block. They get on TikTok and make a song about a dead op. To be a rapper now you need a bulletproof whip. No other genre like this. Now ain't this some shit? You ignorant. Get on the gram, you don't think twice. And make a joke about him fighting for his fucking life. So many of them throw rocks, then they hide their hands. But this reality, not Meta or the Central Land.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. Hey, but first, do me a favor. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe for me. And look, it's free to you, but it means a lot to me. So if you can do that for me, I appreciate it. What's good, Miss Queen? I don't know where the thing is. Yeah, man, I just been crazy last 2 days, right? I can't even find my cursor. My bad. Hold on. I can't even. There we go. So it's been crazy. You know, I just had my baby girl. Came home, getting used to the new setup for a minute. You know, had my son. Now I got my baby girl. And it's different, you know. It's different, but it's exciting. You know, I got a daughter. I mean, it's scary, but it's exciting, you know. And then just thinking about life in general. You know, I'm growing up, taking her to daddy-daughter dance, trying to calm my son down because somebody trying to talk to his sister. You know, I think about when I was in that position, what I did. You know, life is crazy like that, right? And then, yesterday was the holiday. Happy. I hope everybody, got time to enjoy their family and friends, and enjoyed all the festivities. But I'm trying to, um, I'm trying this YouTube thing, trying to be a YouTuber. So I got to go around and mingle. I got to see what's popping on the. Oh yeah, and another great thing is it's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, baby. Not that kind of doctor, huh? What kind of doctor are you? Yeah, but it's my little sister's birthday, you know. So it's a lot of great things going on in my personal life. I've been through a lot. Lost my father-in-law this year. Got a baby, and now I got a doctor in the family. So it's been a roller coaster, But we learned to appreciate what we had and enjoy what we still have. That's how we live, you know. That's how we live. We 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 lose things and we gain things in life. Friends, family, material stuff. That's just what happens, right? And life is crazy. And like I said, trying to do this YouTube thing is even crazier, because you gotta understand and know what you doing. So you gotta watch people, and you get cool with people on here. Miss Queen, that's my road dog. She got me at least 20 subs in 3 days. That's my road dog. We get on, we crack jokes, we laugh, talk about life. You know, there's some real cool people on here. But this YouTube is like the streets, literally. Like you gotta be careful which alley you walk down. You know. Yeah, you got me like 20 subs, Queen. Because the first day I clicked on your channel, I got like 10. And the next day I got like 10, 15 more. I know, man. But see, that's the thing. It's like, just like I said, YouTube is like the streets, right? And you would meet somebody in the streets and be cool with them, build a rapport, and you'll go to another block, right? And just so happen, your boy on the other block don't like your new friend. And they might get to shooting, and guess what? You in the middle now. And that's how this YouTube thing is. You know, like I came on here to build, share information. Like I said, I am an information whore. You know, and I'm gonna be real. A lot of the stuff that go on, it's not even that serious, man. It's really not. It's like when you've been through stuff, and I ain't no knock against nobody. I'm just saying, in real life, when you've been through stuff, you learn how to avoid all this other stuff. You understand there's more important things in life than disagreements. I just feel like if ain't nobody trying to take my life, I'm straight. I can agree to disagree, and I just stay out of people's way. That's just how I feel. I mean, like I said, I got a family, real stuff going on in real life, like real problems. That real demons that I fight every day. And I'm not about to come on here and fight nobody else demons, man. It's like I'm straight. I come on here to build, share information, come with solutions for things. Trying to help people. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. Even we get in a conversation about how people are. Like I said, I'm respectful enough to not say nobody's name because if I see something in somebody, 9 times out of 10, I ain't the only person that's like. So that's why I don't have a problem addressing. And people change. I changed. So that's why I don't say nobody names, but I don't knock nobody who do that, you know. And like I said, as far as addressing people, say your name first. I understand that, but what I'm saying is like I don't know. It's just like I said. I am not coming on here beefing. Let's just build or just leave each other alone. Shit. What up, though, Miss Queen?
No, I'm chilling. But hell no, I don't say nobody name. These people they ain't got no content. And be waiting on you to say their name. Cause they content gonna be acting a damn fool. Like, I ain't saying your name, you goddamn weirdo.
And see, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not the type of person. Like in real life, like if I got a problem with somebody, I'm gonna go holler at 'em. You know what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna just look at them like, okay, you don't want to deal with me, I don't want to deal with you. I go my separate way. But it's like, I mean, it's so much going on, and it's so, like I said, I got a family, man. I come on here,
Man, these
I
people don't give a fuck. You hear me?
they don't, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like in life, like just in life in general, everybody got that one uncle, cousin, or just know somebody who real humble for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
And then when they don't have to be humble no more, or when somebody take them out of that character, it's chaos. And see, that's why I don't bother nobody.
Bro,
I
I
let
smooth
peace.
jumped out of character all the motherfucking time. Okay, this extra plum ass. And I still won't say they name. They be so fucking mad because I be acting a smooth ass. I'm talking about I be cussing them from A to Z, and the only way anybody gonna know who they is if they run up and claim it.
Right.
So and they be mad as hell. Cause I be drawing the audience, don't nobody know who in the hell I'm talking about. They just be watching me act a fool. And I be like, I done told your dumb ass to leave me alone.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't like me personally. Like I don't see why. Like I don't know. This is why they say people can't come together. There's no unity. You know what I'm saying? You know who Dr. Neely Fuller is.
Yep. Compensatory code.
So I deal with Dr. Fuller, and when he said, if if you don't go around black people unless you're being productive. If you ain't being productive, leave them alone. Stay away. And that's how I live my life.
Hell
I
yeah.
just because it's like if I can't build, if we can't exchange ideas or do something positive, it's like what's the point? And it's just not black people. I treat everybody like that.
I
Like
mean,
if
cause it
you
don't just apply to black people. Other people be on that
no
nigga shit too.
man, yeah, that's a spirit. I don't care what nobody says. Anybody can possess that. It's
I
just
said these
pure.
people is lying. This don't belong to black people. It's just it's a spirit. It's a nigga
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah, it's a spirit. I'm telling you, it's a spirit because I know some white people that's more niggerish than black people.
Bro, these people is crazy as hell.
That's
Look,
what I'm
I did
saying.
not know it was this type of dysfunction in the world until I actually started
Oh,
participating
God.
in YouTube. I say, oh hell, no." I say,
It's
oh, this where the
crazy.
demons live. All the demons live on YouTube.
And it's crazy because it's like it's this gives people the opportunity to connect like what we do. It is like when I go to your channel and you doing your thing, you literally just going to people channels like, look, let's check their info. Okay, bet, look, sub up to them. It's like we networking, we working with one another, we helping one another. That's positive. That feel good. That's why I come in here chilling with you all the time. It's like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's good energy. Even when you out and about doing your thing, it's all positive. Everybody, you still connecting people. Like y'all drop y'all links, do this, do it. It's all positive energy. You know.
yeah. These people weird though. These people be on chaos. They was like, what the fuck wrong with you? Mm-mm.
That, that's what I'm saying. Like it's so much. It's so many different ways we can avoid, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I do, man. I'm not. I've been through too much in real life to come on here and I'm straight. I just wish that we can build more. You know what I'm saying? Like have conversations where we can exchange information and hopefully the information can make everybody's life better. It
Some people
seems
don't want to do
that's
that.
what I'm saying. It sounds so easy and seems so easy. That's what makes
Yeah.
it difficult. Like, nah, fuck that. That ain't fun. Let's do this. You know,
No,
it's
look,
like
they be looking for a crowd, an audience, a name. I be like, yo, mm-mm. Look, I done had people follow. Look, I got a chick that is stalking me on YouTube. Hey, I said, what kind of shit is this? How you just gonna stalk somebody on the internet?
and see that's what I'm saying. Like people like the world has got you thought it was crazy in 2000s when we first got phones and everybody can stay connected. Now look at it. There's a problem. Why the hell we should have just stayed the way we was where people could reach each other so easily. As
Bro, this
soon as
lady tripping.
like this, that's why I say all this stuff is socially engineered. I don't care what nobody say. Because look, if you think about it, people never got rich for helping society, only get rich for exploiting.
Yeah.
So like this whole so like and that's what I say, like this ain't give people nothing but a easier vehicle to show how nasty they are.
But these
How
people is
how
weird.
messed up they are, man. A lot of people, I don't care what nobody said. A lot of people don't even need to be on social media.
No,
They
these people need
ain't.
a therapist.
That's what I'm saying. You
Motherfuckers
know
need
what
to
I'm saying,
be in a sane asylum.
man.
He need to be locked up.
It's crazy. You know, and like I said, no knock against nobody, but I mean, I don't know. It's like how like when I look at like content creators, and I'm just being real. It's like the more drama you can bring, the bigger crowd you can draw.
Yeah, but the
Like,
problem with that is you gotta stay in some drama to keep your crowd. I ain't got time for that
yeah,
shit.
but see,
I
that's
got
what I'm
high blood
saying.
pressure. I need to stay peaceful.
Like even in the conscious set, right? You go over
Uh-huh.
there and they be having big crowds, but they be in there arguing and debating, and this is like, hold on, man, y'all telling me like this would don't make sense. Y'all done did all this research, through all this history, learning about all this religion, and instead of bringing people something that they can use to make their life better, you want to debate about what you found. That's what you want to do. Like you get all these degrees and stuff, and you just want to debate somebody else about the information. You don't want to give it to the people to make their life better. That don't make sense to me.
I mean, you can blame Sonetta for that shit.
I like Sarnetta though. I like
Sonetta
Sarnetta.
started that shit.
Look,
He
I
is the
got
reason
Sarnetta
that shit exists.
DVDs. I got Sarnetta DVDs. That's my dude. Look, shout out
Bro,
to
Sonetta
Sarnetta.
started all that shit. Okay.
But
I
still,
remember when they first started them fucking debates. Sonetta is the motherfucker that started that shit. Okay.
but I say it like this: Sarnetta brought it to the forefront.
He
and,
did.
and he still got people debating. You know, he still got people debating. But this is what I'm saying: if y'all let at some point, they got to be responsible too. Like, okay, let's not debate. Let's just break off. Okay, just look, all y'all come together. Let's come together. Look, if you like this information, this person got it. If you like that information, that person got it. But let's come together and build something. And you can choose whatever you want to choose. And this is
I didn't
how.
really have a problem with the debates, except for the fact it had to turn into nigga shit. I was like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, look, this is why I got a problem with debates because I done did it. I done did it. You know, I wasn't on Sinetta or nothing like that, but you know, in the D, we got debate leagues or debate. I ain't gonna say the debate leagues, but you know, we do that a lot. We set up for debates, so
Yeah.
I done did that. But what I found is this: you don't even got to be right. You gotta be up. As long as you can catch the crowd, you go win. So it's not even about the information. And then it's like, why am I studying it and trying to figure all this stuff out and I'm not actually using it?
Right.
And when I start using it, it made my life better. So
Yep.
that's why even on my video, like literally, like I tell people, if you a man, right, and you really want to understand a woman, study the Karma Sutra. is a good guide. People think it's just a sex position book, but it's not. It teaches you how to find a mate, how to court a mate, how to entice. It's a book written by men for men on how to please a woman. That's what the book is. Why wouldn't you want to read that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like that's what I'm exposing to people. I'm telling people about the mindset.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't got time to debate. Like if I wanted to debate, like none, like any, look, all those religions and spiritual, all that stuff was written by man. It was all
Yeah.
their perspectives at that point in time, and they wrote what worked for them. That's what
Right.
it is at the end of the day. So why don't you take that information and use it? And guess what? We more advanced now. We've been through different things, so we have a different understanding of things. So if
Right.
they did it, why can't we do it? Y'all keep looking to the past for answers when it's right here. That's what I be trying to show people. You know, somebody want to argue with me about is Jesus real? How is that gonna make your life better? Honestly, like really honestly, if Jesus is real, would you feel better and be a better person? Yes, okay, he real then. Now go be better. That's how I feel about it. I don't care if it's real or not. If it makes you a better person, go do it.
Right. That's all that matters. If it
That,
makes you be a good
that that's what
human.
I like. If people stop putting themselves in boxes, they'll be all right. If people
Well,
stop trying to fit
it
in
be
all these
people
little
trying to
boxes,
put other people in other boxes. Leave people the fuck alone.
and see, that's what I'm saying. If you like me personally, I don't fit in the box, so I'm not worried about a person trying to put me in a box because they will look stupid trying to. That's
Yeah.
self confidence. That's not. That's not narcissism or that's literally self confidence. I know me. I'm comfortable with me. You know, like I don't have to. I'm not coming out here to be popular. I'm popular within my family. I'm popular within my areas. People know me. I done did good things for people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool on that point. I don't need friends. I got the friends that I need or want. What I want from this is to build with people. And if I make a friend or two on the way, cool. But I'm not on here playing no games with nobody. I don't need nobody testing me. Like I don't play like I don't do that in real life. Like if you feel the need to test me, stay the hell away from me. I don't have a problem showing how generous I am, how how real. I don't have a problem with that, but don't test me. That I don't like.
Man, these people do too much on these damn YouTube streets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't test me and don't come playing with me. Like, if you, like in real life, people feel my energy, and some people just stay the fuck away from me because they like that motherfucker. Nah, something wrong with him. But real people be like, oh, he cool as hell. That we can work together. That's how it always been. I get strangers coming up to me asking me for money. I'm the only big black motherfuckers looking scary as hell. Why they my wife be looking like, damn, they felt comfortable walking up to you? I said, I guess it's my energy. They didn't walk past all the white people and came to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm, saying. I'm not a bad person, but I don't play with people. I got kids of color.
Hell no, you can't play with
That's why,
people.
like, that's one of the worst things you can do is test me. That'll piss me off. But I see a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, is it like like I can? I mean, I'm not doing nothing for no clicks and views. I'm not doing nothing for attention. I like to exchange energy. If we cool, we cool. If we not, just shit. Let me know. And we good. You know, I stay away from you. You stay away from me. I ain't got a
See, they
beef with
don't
nobody.
understand that language. They gonna try you. I done had all kind of weird shit.
And
They
see,
do everything but come talk to you. Everything. I'm talking about everything. They do everything but talk to you.
and see that's because like all this technology. Honestly, I be like really think about this. All this technology prevented people from getting punched in the mouth. I think everybody at some point in their
Well,
life,
not really. Not really. Cause you can be straight pull up on. This is
But see,
the
that's what I'm
age of
saying.
information.
But
You
that's what I'm saying. Even
get
when
your
people
world rocked.
when people pull up on you, they ain't trying to punch you. They trying to shoot you now. Ain't nobody trying to fight. Like if you, that's all you. I think everybody need to get popped in their mouth one good time, and like that teaches you something. That builds character. I don't care what nobody say because you realize it can happen.
Yeah, I ain't trying to kill
You
nobody, but I will dust your ass off.
right? You
Come
know
here.
what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
beat your ass.
But that's what I'm saying. At least one time in your life, you get popped in the mouth. You understand it's possible. It can happen. So I'm not just gonna say anything or do anything to anybody. That's what I learned by getting popped in my mouth.
Yeah, people be thinking they anonymous on the internet. Be like, all right, you don't fuck with
And
the
see
right
that,
one on
and
the
that
wrong day.
I look. I don't. I'm gonna tell you a story. I was playing the game one day, right? And I got a buddy, and he just so happened to call me. And I had the PlayStation camera, so you can hear everything they saying, because the mic is in the camera. And this
Yeah.
dude was cussing me out, and he asked me for his gamer tag. So I gave him his gamer tag, and the dude got a phone call, and he apologized to me.
See?
But you don't know who people know, and I didn't ask nobody to do that. That's just a buddy of mine I grew up with, and he was a nerd, and I helped him out. Now he in a position where he can see a lot of stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just, and I never call nobody and ask them to do nothing like that. But what I'm saying, sometimes people care about people enough that they ain't gotta ask for nothing. Like I know that in real life. That's why I don't bother nobody.
Leaving people alone.
I don't bother nobody. And like that's why I love my wife so much because she the first female that never put me in a position to have to do nothing to nobody. You know, like a friend like me, I ain't gonna put nobody in a position for them to get hurt.
Right.
But But on here, you will see that. You know what I'm saying? People
See,
will
people
put
do all kind of shit. That's why I be
people
like, you know what? I don't play with grown people. Like y'all play games. I don't play games. Yeah, hell
like
no. Nope. I
like
do not play.
people will put people up as a shield so they won't get hit.
They do all kind of weird shit. They'll be like, oh, you want to play? Let me show you I ain't the one to play real quick. We don't play games. We play, especially now with grown. I do not play with grown folks. Mm-mm.
And say, I don't. This almost make you not even want to deal with this. It
You
almost
know, once you establish that you ain't the motherfucker to play with and you don't play with them, like, cause they'll try you. They'll do shit like come up on other people panel and try to fight you and shit. I just leave. And you okay? That's what you want to do. Well, let's see how bad you want to do it. And then I go over to my channel and I start up a live and drop the link. Bring your bitch ass on. Oh, you ain't coming? Okay. So we know that this ain't what you want to do. So stop running up on me on other people panel. Cause I'm not gonna fight you on nobody else panel because I dropped the link on my own panel. You got beef with me, you come over here and talk to me. Cause
I
nine
don't.
times out of ten, I done pulled up on your shit.
But see,
If
like
there was any inkling bit of animosity, any goddamn thing, and it came across my desk, I pulled up on your ass. And you had the opportunity to say something. And if you chose not to say nothing, then that mean we ain't got no problems.
and see, this is the way I came up. This is just me. Everybody come up different. Everybody go about things different. But like, if I had a problem with somebody, they wouldn't even know until it's too late. Like I'm not loud. I don't bark. None of that. You just do what you got to do and keep it moving. And that way, you can go chill at home with your family. Like this stuff is. I seen it, but it's like this ain't what I don't do it like that. That's not how I move. You
Nah,
know.
because I don't be having no problem either.
And
I don't
see,
have no problem.
but see that's.
Because
I mean, it's
real
it's
life, I got a
but
real life. So,
right.
I don't care, you know. So I don't have no problem. Even if you do some weird shit on here, I still ain't got no problem because it's the internet.
Yeah, I
But
just You said go ahead.
Like, but if I hear, because there's not been a situation where somebody like, I got a problem with you, I'm finna come holler at you. That ain't happening. They do all this weird shit.
And see, that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to stay away from that shit because that shit weird to me,
Good
man.
luck.
That's what I'm
Good
saying.
luck.
It's just different. It's
Good
different.
good luck trying to stay away from that shit. Them motherfuckers, man, they do all kind of weird ass shit to fuck with you. All I can say is don't play with them at all. Like, don't be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna get into it. We go, nah, nope, not even once. Don't even
Nope.
play with their ass.
And see,
Cause
that's what is what you start. I mean, but see, that's what I'm playing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, man. I'm 38 years old. I ain't got time for that. I done, the last 2 days, I done seen some crazy. I done seen people trying to turn people into, you know, child predators, like with
bro,
no
they do all kind
evidence.
of weird shit. Like, they
Like
be
you ain't got no real
somebody trying to do
evidence,
that to
though, bro.
me.
Man,
Say, wait a minute, hold on, ho. Okay, so this hoe want to play games. I could argue with this bitch, but no, I'm not even finna. No, for what? No, the bitch. No, hell no, bitch. Wait a minute. In real life, you ain't even got no children. So why would
that's
I
what
even dignify a conversation with you on this particular? I will not. You ignorant bitch. I'm just gonna go ahead and go. That because see, if I would have took the bait, then there we go. See, mm-mm.
it's, but see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody don't need to be on here. I mean, like why would you, like, out of all things, like that make me think about like what's wrong with you, like why would you,
Bro, a lot of them do that shit. They think that shit
like
funny. They like to
people be
look.
trying to put
They
rap.
like to fuck with each other. Like, these people is crazy. Okay,
That's
a lot of these
weird.
people need mental help. Okay, they need to go to the therapist. Some of them need medication, and they use YouTube as their therapy and medication. And they enjoy fucking with each other. Like, they live to wake up every morning, and sometimes stay up all night long to fuck with each other. That's just what the fuck they do. And because they do that, they think everybody on that shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm not on into none of that bullshit. Y'all do that shit with each other and leave me the fuck alone. Okay?
I
Because
mean, to try to make somebody a child predator, man, that's crazy.
yeah, they do that.
And then you look at it, right? Like what if you never know. But damn, like because it's been YouTubers. What was that one white, remember there was a white boy a couple years ago before I even really got into YouTube. He was really hooking up with teenagers off there. I can never
Oh, and it's
remember the
all
white boy's
kind of
name.
people doing all kind of shit, and then these people use that shit as ammunition toward each other and shit. Look, you too weird. Okay, you don't know what's
Social
real, what's
media.
not real. The best thing you can do is mind your motherfucking business.
And
The best
that's what
thing you can do.
that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna just mind my own business. I'm gonna just do my own content, because
That's it.
I mean, you don't. I mean, you can be in a chat, right?
Yep.
Support somebody, and somebody else don't like them, and then now you with that, and I'm like, hold on, man. Like, look, I'm just showing some love. That's all I'm doing.
Let me tell you
Like,
this weird ass shit happened to me. I went to somebody's stream to support them, help them get their stream together for future streams. The motherfucker attacked me on a lie that somebody I don't even fuck with told them. I ain't know what the fuck this motherfucker was talking about. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? They was like accusing me. I'm like, I don't know. Then the motherfucker that started the lie finally came up there and was like, oh my bad. I had said, bitch, why'd you lie on me, bitch?
and see, that's crazy. Salute, bro. Nate in the building.
What's good, Nate?
That's Nate the motherfucking great. And see, I'm always every time Nate come in here, that's just my thing. I throw my man his flowers, bro, because he be having conversation. I mean, I listen to Nate and I be like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing this shit because I ain't gonna leave him alone because he be speaking about some shit that people need to hear. You know,
He do.
he had conversations that need to be heard. And when I see him do it, I be like, okay, bro, I'm gonna swing with you, bro. It's a fight. You know what I'm saying? I like being around people like that who inspire you to do good. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not about to lead his brother out here by himself. He trying. You know, maybe if I try, somebody see us trying, more people would try. Let's try it this way. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn this
man,
into a movement.
you gotta be careful out here. These people crazy.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to just, I know what to stick to. You know, Nate. Like in real life. You know, I rock with people who rock with me. You know, you,
Yeah,
Nate, y'all always coming through, showing me love. I have one, two, three people in here. Is y'all. You know, and my family. My sister was just there. She probably fell asleep today. Her birthday.
a happy birthday to your sister.
You know, and you know, then you go back and I look at some videos and I'm like, okay, well, I had three people in there. I got 19 views. Somebody heard me. Maybe it helped them. You know, that's what make me keep going. And I'm
Yeah,
cool with that. You know, I'm cool with, like I said, I've been popular my whole life. I've been I shy away from the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with, as long as somebody hear what I gotta say and it help them, I'm okay. And then this is all being archived for my kids too. So I'm good. That's all I want to do. You know, I,
yeah,
I I've been through a lot. I worked through a lot, and I'm just trying to share some of that information. And hopefully, people get information that I can use to make my life even better. That's how I look at it. You know, and that's how I'm going about it. That's why I said, allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm here to build. That's it. I don't want the other B. I'm straight. It'd be too much, man. That'd be too much, man. Because I'm the type of person, when I want you to leave me alone and you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna make you leave me alone. Like I'm straight. I don't want no beef with nobody. No smoke, no smoke. But yeah, this last two couple days been wild.
you gotta keep your smoke. Okay, you can't let your smoke go. You gotta keep your smoke because these motherfuckers out here crazy. Okay, keep your shit on you. All right,
Hey, I
and
ain't in
just
real life, I got a flamethrower, so I ain't
well,
worried.
that's what I'm saying. You know, keep your flames or whatever. Keep your weapon at the ready. Okay, cause these motherfuckers crazy.
Yeah.
And the best thing you can do is mind your own fucking business. Just stay on your own damn content, okay? Cause yeah, they do weird shit. They be trying to put you in shit. And even when I go, cause I ain't gonna lie, sometimes that shit is entertaining as fuck, and I be looking.
You
Even
know
when you
what?
looking, they
Look,
be trying to put you in the shit.
yeah,
Bitch,
I said,
I ain't in shit, okay?
look,
I'm
I
just here for the show.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Some like it. You know, I grew up roasted. Like even my sister in the chat, me and her be roasting all the time. I grew up roasted, so some of the shit do be funny. Like the way people, it be funny, but then you look at it like, but then some of it just go too far. You know what I'm saying? Some of it be funny. Like when you start talking about people, family members dying, especially
Yeah,
when
but
it's,
when people get to doing shit like that, I get the hell on. Everybody know.
yeah, I can't do
Um,
that. That'd be
I'm
too
I'm
wild.
I'm cool with the roasting the gags to a certain point. When shit look like you getting out of line, be like, hey, y'all doing too much. If they don't listen, I'm gonna chunk the deuces. Y'all have fun with that bullshit, cause that's not cool. And they know if I don't like it, I'm getting the fuck on. Bye. Mm.
Yeah, some of
Nope,
that,
nope.
and then it's like, and then it's like, as a man, like if I hear that about a woman, just me in general, it make me feel some type of way. Sometimes I be having some urges to say something, but then you sit back and watch, and nobody deserves that. But you see, they going at it, and it's like, hold on, man, that's no, it ain't just somebody just saying something. They been going at it, you know,
Yeah, they
and
be having history. Yeah, it's best
yeah,
to just mind
I
your
don't know.
business.
That's the best. That's exactly what people have history, and I don't know nothing about it. So
You
it's
know,
like
this
I can't
motherfucker,
even.
so many people been arguing and fighting for a decade over the internet.
Right.
Okay,
So So I can't say nothing because I don't know the
Nope.
history, right?
Cause you don't
And
know
then
what the hell. You just jumped in the middle of some shit. Nope.
yeah,
Stay out of it.
and that's why I say like, and that's me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with nobody, but I don't do that. I don't like in real life. I never been in a gang. You know, my family is one thing. You know, you riding with that's what we did. You know, we had family. Even in the street, it was my family. It was literally my family. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was different than had been in the gang. You know, ain't no real loyalty when you gang up with people you don't know, especially on the internet. Ain't no loyalty in that. I'm talking about my blood. Like I can't go home and tell my auntie I left my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I can't do
Yeah.
that. So it's real loyalty there. Like this stuff on here, you don't really know nobody. So you go on a war, you know what I'm saying? You might be the casualty for no reason. For
Hey,
somebody else start you don't know. So that's why I say like if people get beef with them people, I stay out their business because like in real life, you know, people can get cool, and then that person will remember whose side you pick.
yo, don't say nothing about shit.
Ryder, what up, fam? I ain't even see Ryder in the building.
Never say nothing about nothing, okay?
Yeah, that
Nothing, never, because you won't never know. Like I'm telling you, these people been fighting. Some of these people damn near 20 years and shit.
and see,
Don't you just you might not even know that them two motherfuckers had beef. You might have thought this was some new shit. Nope.
and it'd be that's what I'm learning. I'm literally learning, and it's like, you know, and it's no knock against nobody, but in real life, I'm a rock who I vibe with. If I'm building with somebody and cool with them, and somebody I'm cool with don't like them, that's between y'all two. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like this. Respect me enough not to put me in y'all stuff because I'm gonna respect both of y'all enough. Hey, if y'all don't want to squash it, cool. You know, I'm
Right.
always about peace because, like I said, my life been hell. So
Right.
I'm about peace now. I lived that side of the spectrum. Now I'm on a whole new level. And I'm trying to help people reach that if they don't know how, or if they need some tools or some information or anything. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help people reach that.
Now,
You
blessed
know,
be the peacemakers, okay? Because we need prayers out here.
I'm gonna have to do some hoodoo to get this shit
Yeah,
to work.
hey, hey, look, look,
hey, hey, I
look,
just studied the voodoo. I done studied hoodoo. Don't I'm telling you.
look.
It,
The hoodoo stay on deck, okay?
hey,
We got to. Hey, look, we gotta do what is necessary, okay?
right. I'm telling you, man. Man, wait till you hear when I get my wife on here and we tell our little parrot like she go I bought her a whole ghost hunting kit, right?
Uh huh.
I'm when I say I'm sensitive, I feel energy. Like I really like when I tell people that they be like, "Oh, you know, that's that conscious." No, I've been doing this since I was a kid. They put me on medication because I seen things. Like
Yeah,
when I say I'm sensitive to energy. But
yeah.
wait, like she like taking me to haunted places and the shit don't work out. The shit never work out. But that's what I want to do too. You know, talk about paranormal. I believe in spirits. I know. I don't believe. I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand a lot of stuff that people might have questions for. All right, we just talking about the last 2 days in real life and on YouTube. And I'm just trying to learn how to navigate through this, bro. I'm just, I'm getting I got two vets on deck. I got Nate and I got Queen, and they just helping me navigate. You know, Nate stay focused, stay on the positive, and Queen said, "Don't play with these motherfuckers."
Do not play with them. Don't feed the
I'm
animals.
just
Just
getting look. I'm new. Like this. Hey, Ryder, this is like the streets for real. Is literally like the street, bro. Like YouTube is literally like you literally have to apply street knowledge to navigate through YouTube, or you gonna get sucked up, bro. You gonna get sucked up something crazy. People using people with shields. I'm like, bro. People putting jackets on people talking about they kid pedophiles. Like I don't know what's going on. And then
they
you
do
got
all kinds of shit.
and that's what and I try to tell people, look, don't Don't dig up nobody past, because that shovel could be used to dig up yours, bro. I was told that when I was like a young G. Like you don't go digging up nobody past, because that same shovel might be used to dig up yours.
These people don't care, okay? They don't care. It's content, it's clicks, it's views. They ain't got no morality, no conscience. They don't give a fuck, okay?
And you
They
know
are
what?
demons.
You know what, man? Anybody, like when they say you can survive, if you can survive in the hood, you can survive anything. They true, bro. That's the real shit I ever heard. Like you can go anywhere and survive.
Bro, look, you be on YouTube long enough, you come to learn that evil is real as well. There's a bunch of evil shit on this app. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a different breed. Yeah, man. It was man. I was in some
Now, I
crazy
mean,
place.
it's a real life demons on this motherfucker. And they
Yeah,
millions. Like, it's legions on this bitch. Okay?
man, I'm learning. I'm telling you, I'm
Well,
learning.
if
It's
you know
droves.
anything about the spirit realm, okay, you will
Yeah.
see all of that shit on fucking YouTube.
I,
You
I, I, I done seen the characteristics of a couple demons, and I'm like, man.
you must look. I'm telling you, look. Put
And
your
then,
hoodoo on deck. Keep your Bible close and pray. Okay, I'm
and then,
serious.
and then, I don't know if you, yeah, you caught my live. You was on my live last night, wasn't you? We was
I think
talking
so.
about, we was basically talking about that, like the influence part, like how you can have somebody doing something chaotic, and we just focus on the damage that they cause. But what's more powerful is the influence, because now they can get other people to tag along and go forward with it. And
Yeah,
to me,
I don't think they be getting people to tag along. I really like think that these motherfuckers come from hell. Okay, I
that's what
think
I'm
these is
saying. It's
real
like that.
demonic entities that done found they
Yeah,
squad. You know what I'm saying? They been wandering the earth. Okay, just wandering, lost, and then they squad showed up and they got together and was like, "Yeah, we at home now." These motherfuckers evil. I'm not lying. I ain't lying. Some evil shit on this app. Say,
it is
oh
crazy. So let me ask
yeah,
you. Let me ask you this: do you ever think that melanated people can come together? Not all. I mean, not all melanated people, but do you think that even if we have different beliefs and look at life different, do you ever think we can actually come together and build something?
yeah. Cause all we gotta do is stop fighting amongst each other. And actually, we got us that won't fight amongst each other. It's just that
Yeah.
we can't let the outside interfere with what we got going on.
So even at that point, so do we literally got to say, okay, if you not putting positive energy into this group, like if you ain't willing to do that, we can't even deal with you. Or if we
Yeah,
like,
I mean, here's
do
the
is
thing
this
with
some
black
type of
people.
is this some type of standard that has to be built? That's what I'm saying.
I
Like
don't
for
think it's necessarily a standard that needs to be built. I think it's some programming that needs to be
yeah,
broken and reprogrammed. You know what I'm saying? Cause like we got the unity part, you know what I'm saying? But we got it all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your kid that graduates from college, right? And you got your kid that went to prison. The one that getting out of prison get the party. The one that went to college, they get all your bills and your woes and give me some money. They get that. Or like when Deion Sanders went to Jackson State, did all that shit for that school. Then it came time for him to go somewhere else so he can do for himself. And all the
yeah,
niggas got to complaining. Like, what
and
you
not
niggas gonna do though? Like he did all this shit. Y'all didn't y'all you supposed to take what the help he gave you and build up on it. Y'all ain't make no plan. Y'all just thought this nigga was gonna sit here with y'all forever. That's what y'all thought. See, that's no, he ain't got to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
and
the
see,
mentality.
but see that's what and that's why I talk about what I talk about. I talk about the look. I can sit here. I can talk about religion. I can talk about history. But guess what? None of that shit is gonna matter if you don't change the way you think and to change the way we look at stuff. And people don't even like. It sounds so easy. Like I tell people the formula, and I promise you, I can show you. Wait till I figure out this. I'm gonna show you some occult science, and they teach you about how the emotions affect. And I'm telling you this is because it's done on us. They tell you how the emotions affect your perception, and your perception is the way you look at things is determined by the choices and decisions you make, and they have ways to affect your emotions. And I'm trying to tell people this: to learn about your emotions, understand when you angry and mad. It's common sense. When we angry and mad, we do stuff, and then we think about it later, like we wouldn't do that before. So the
So
way
you
you
gotta meditate and
feel,
pray, man.
you said, huh?
That's why you gotta meditate and pray. So
Yeah,
you break that habit.
but what I'm saying is people ain't even aware of their emotions.
That's because they don't want to be.
And that's what I'm saying. Like they sheep and they get they hit. Like, do you know? Like, if we talking about like religion, when they say the Lord is your shepherd, He leading sheep, right? Have you ever looked at the characteristics of sheep when they follow Him? They stick their heads up each other's ass and they go
Mm.
forward. They don't even know where the hell they going. They being led. Half of the time they being led to the slaughter. That's why they use in Baphomet. That's why they use the goat. If you ever watch a goat, while them sheep being led to the slaughter, the goat climb up the mountain and watch. It's like an overseer or a watcher. Like when you, like they tell you a lot of stuff is bad, but when you start understanding where, how it was perverted, because that Baphomet was perverted. It wasn't what it is now, ain't what it was created for.
Right.
But when you understand, like even the ancient Cometics, the Egyptians, is a reason why they were so in tune with animals. They watched the aspect of the animals, and that's how they learned. They learned through nature, because
Right.
nature is created. Nature is created to operate at almost perfection, and they watched it over the years and learned different things. And that's how they geared. Like those are all deities, divine principles to teach. Them ain't no damn gods.
Oh, of course not. But people don't study. They just
They
believe what they
don't.
be told.
And see that's why like even talking about that, trying to explain that, people get to want to debate. And it's like I'm trying to give you some information.
Yeah,
And
I ain't
you
finna
trying to
debate nobody
you
on a
trying to
goddamn
debate.
thing.
But see,
Okay.
even then I put it is like when people try to debate, I'm gonna put you to sleep quick because this is don't know look, we none of us was there when none of this stuff was written. None of us was there. Let's be honest. None of us was there.
Hell,
So
nobody was there. Don't nobody know.
don't nobody know. I mean, we can say carbon date, we can do this, we can do that, but the fact is, we wasn't there. Even the translations, like when
Bro,
people say,
God told Job, "Where was you when the foundations of the universe was laid?" Okay. Once I read that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go on and shut the fuck up because I don't know nothing about that. Okay.
but see, look, and then people like when I tell people I read the Bible, like I done read the Bible about 56 times, 56 times. I read the Quran 25 times.
Hmm.
I done read this so many times, but every time I read it, I experienced something in life, like a new teaching or something. Then I reread it, and I'm like, oh shit! Like when you learn or understand how the Bible was written, and then you start learning the history of the people who wrote it and the time period they wrote it, you get a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you see it for what it is,
You
and
gotta
people,
study, man.
but people don't accept that. You know what people want? People want that fast track. They want instant gratification. They want to know
Slow.
what it mean, and and how they can use it. But they don't. But you can't get that. You have to study and you have to practice it. That's why I was saying even the Karma Sutra, like That's a book. Like if you really want to understand women, and this is a secret, I promise y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. If you really want to understand women, read the Kama Sutra. I promise you, you'll look at women totally different. You look at women totally different, and it'll change your life. What up, Papa Will? It'll change your life. Like we have to learn how to use how to use these this information. Not just read it and research it and be able to debate people about it, but absolutely no one was there, right? We're all going about what was written in the book by a man, yes, and as humans is within. Thank you, right? See, this is why I fucks with Ryder. This is why I fucks with Ryder because that's just the absolute truth, But there's common sense. Like people don't,
Because
we
people
don't
be
even
in their
use common
ego,
sense.
man.
And then that's what I'm saying. Like people don't even study. You can use your ego.
They
Me
be
and my
all up in
ego
their
is at peace.
ego. They ego out of control.
And
Can't do nothing with it.
and they don't. But people don't even know what the ego is. So how can you even? As I say, I
If
had
you
to
don't know
tame
what it
mine.
is, you can't get it under submission because you don't know what the fuck it is. So
Exactly.
it's just out here acting a monkey's ass and just taking control of you. Just out here just wailing.
And then you
I
ain't.
ain't arguing with nobody about shit. Look, if I say something, they be like, "Oh, you trying to argue? Oh, okay. You are absolutely correct. Goodbye. I finna go because this ain't nothing to argue about."
And that's what I'm saying. Like even when you talking about history or you talking about information in general, right? I can be here kicking something, and Papa might be like, "Hold on, check this out," because I either got something to add to it or you need to take that out of it. Why would I say anything but show me? If I'm truly trying to learn and grow, if he tells me he got some different information, why wouldn't I at least entertain looking at it?
Because people don't be talking out of intelligence. They be
No, they
talking
don't.
out of ego. They need to be right. They need to win. That's what they be on. They don't need to know. They can be ignorant as hell. They just gonna be running their goddamn mouth, just running.
And see that's why I tell people like me personally, man. If somebody say I believe in Santa Claus and Santa Claus made my life better, I'll just look at them and be like, "Good for you. Okay, do that."
Yep.
You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, do that then. That's okay. That's cool,
Like,
bro.
Santa Claus is bad nigga. I'm not finna to
Hey,
argue with you about that.
hey, if motherfuckers believe when the world and Harry Potter go come down, hey, you can do
Hey,
whatever you
then it's
want to
Harry
do.
Potter, nigga.
But this is what I'm saying. Let me do what I do and let me introduce information to people that they can use. If
Right.
they, if people looking for information, why not let me share if I got it?
Let me
You know what
search.
I'm saying? That's how I look at it. But people want to like people telling me I'm going to hell. I told them to study Dante. Dante who? You never heard of Dante's Inferno? No, study that and then come back and talk to me about hell, bro. But
Bro,
when you tell me about hell, you got to tell me. Don't tell me about no seven kings. I want to know the nine. I need
they
to know
tell
the
me
nine
about
kings of
hell. I be like, tell me about Gershwana. Let me
hell.
top, top that up with me. Can you talk to me about Gershwana? You can tell me about Gershwana, then we can chop it up about hell. Otherwise, set your ass down somewhere and leave me alone.
And Papa Will, you right. You can't read the Bible and understand the Bible with an ego. You can't do it. Not with an ego. You gotta be able. I mean, you gotta like people like, and
We
then
go
it ain't
humble.
even all the same. Like I was um my one homeboy. I was trying to teach him about the 11 universal principles, right? And he got into Hebrewism real deep. And then he bought a Bible that was in Hebrew and it had English translation. And I started laughing at him. And my grandfather, my step grandfather, he was a bishop. So he put me up on game. So I had a Bible that was in Hebrew and it had another book that translated from the Hebrew to the Greek to the English. Right.
Hmm.
So he's showing me that, and I'm showing him. I'm like, you can see different meanings as you
Yeah.
translate the book. Because when you go from one language to another language, you got to understand you're going from one perspective to another. Those two totally groups of people. So when they see something and try to translate it, they can only translate it from the way they think. So you're losing the more you translate it. And we can count at least minimum 2 times the Bible has been translated. I can take you and tell you it's been translated 5 different times from five
This
different
thing
languages.
been translated more than 5 different times. You know
No,
how many different versions of the Bible it is? This
I'm
shit
I'm
crazy.
talking I'm talking about the language itself.
Oh,
Because
the
when
language.
you
Okay.
go into English, you got over 32 different translations.
Shit
When
crazy.
you go from Greek to English, you get over 32. But I'm talking about where it was written in, half of it was written in Aramaic, half of it was written in what they call Hebrew, which they can't read right now because the Hebrew that they read now is not old Hebrew.
Right.
Like people don't, it's Yiddish and a bit of old Hebrew, but they use Yiddish to translate it. So that's not old Hebrew. Like, even that's what I'm saying. When people try to debate, like, bro, don't do it, because I'm gonna hit you from every angle. I'm not even gonna talk about where it came from. You can't tell me these the people who Gospels is about didn't even write it. It was wrote almost 200 to 300 years after they were dead. So what you're telling me is you reading the book and telling me what your pastor said or what your teacher said about it. I'm telling you about the book itself. Because
But
if
you
you go ahead.
can't debate the shit because look, the relationship with the Most High, God, whatever one wants to call it, is personal. I can't tell you what that energy told you. That energy might have told you that the spaghetti monster is the reason. And who am I to debate with you what that energy told you? You need that for whatever you supposed to do. We can be looking at the same shape. But if you on the right side of the shape, I'm on the left side of the shape, we gonna see two different things because we got two different perceptions. We are in two different positions. We not gonna see it the same way, even though we looking at the same thing. It is pointless to debate with people.
And see, like even like right now, even when you said 64 versions, bro, that's what we know. That's not including the missing books. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about those, because you got the people don't even know about the Book of Mary Magdalene. That's a deep book because that teaches you not the word of Jesus, but that the Book of Mary Magdalene tell you basically he was meditating. That he was the Book of Mary Magdalene tell you that Jesus was into the Kundalini. It tell you about when he learned from the Hindus and came when he left Egypt and went over there and came back. He was learning from the Hindus when he disappeared. It tell you that in the Book of Mary Magdalene. Then you read the Book of Enoch, you go into a whole nother different level of stuff. And you talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls and the books within that. People don't even talk about the alphabet of Ben Sur.
That's where you find the prayer to the mother.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But then let's talk about this too. When we're talking about the Bible, let's talk about Zoroastrianism. Most people don't even know about Zoroastrianism. That was that predates Christianity. It predates the Hebrews. And if when you look into it, it got a lot of the teachings of Christianity and Islam. And you recognize that it was the first monotheistic religion. And that's not even talking about what's on the walls of Kemet.
Already, Ryder. That's what I'm talking about. Dr.
Oh,
Clark said that. That was the
oh,
best quote. Man, that was the best quote
hey,
ever.
right. See, that's why I fucks with Ryder. I tell people that Ryder when they really like when I see people get all into it, I'll be like, look, bro, this ain't about to be no debate, but I can teach you something. Dr. Clark. But see, and even that, man, look how we did Dr. Clark, man. Why that man had to die like that?
What happened to him? I don't know how he
He got
died.
old and died broke, lonely, man. That was one of the greatest scholars ever. And that man died broke, lonely.
He was blind spitting knowledge. I was like,
Man,
he
he
can't
was
even see. He is
and need to see.
articulating this from his mind.
He seen everything he needed to see before he stopped seeing to eat anybody up. Nobody wanted to mess with Dr. Clark. Not Dr. Ben didn't want to mess with Dr. Clark, and Dr. York sure in the hell didn't want to mess with Dr. Clark. When Dr. Clark died, then everybody else started. Bobby Hemmett, all like, man, go sit down somewhere, bro. I respect all the information, but Dr. Clark, that was the OG. That was the OG. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Dr. Clark is a scholar.
yeah. And you're right, Pop. It's pointless to debate. Let's talk about what we can use from it to make us better. That's what I want to do with that information. That's what I do. That's why I don't talk about. I can come on here and I say, I know, like I put a video up on my aunt and I get all these crazy views. My regular videos don't get nothing. I can do that all day. I can come over here and talk about my aunt. I can talk about Osiris. I can talk about Asur. I can talk about a set. I mean, I can call them three different languages. What you want to do with the information? I can do that all day. But I'm trying to get people what I personally put to practice and use, and I'm trying to give it to the people. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yo, you got to understand, people don't be trying to do their work. You don't be trying to do the work. Because I get a lot of people. I
The
can put what
and you know what, Papa, you're 100% right. The only the only books I can honestly say I read um was Hindu books that talked about spirits, like being in touch with your spirit. The Danishki, that's the Buddhist doctrine. It teaches you how to. I mean, it teaches you about the Kundalini, and it teaches you what how to. That's why the Buddhists. That's why they seclude themselves from the outside world, man. That's why they get away from everything and everybody and just focus on their inner self. That's the only book I read that teaches you about being in touch with your inner spirit. That's the only book, honestly, that I ever read. Yeah, when it pop because Papa be dropping knowledge. Him and Ryder, man, like it's an honor to have both of y'all in the room. Honestly, it's an honor to have all y'all in the room with rocking with me. That's just how I am. But this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. So I don't care if it's just us rocking, sharing information. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to do. Um, yeah, yep. Even see, like, look, I deal with words too, Papa. So even paganism, right? They perverted that word because the original word pagan in Latin is pignus, which means from a foreign land. It was talking about people, not a religion. They use these words to twist our understanding. So now when we say pagan, they asserting it to something outside the three main religions, and if you ain't in one of these three main religions, then it's like witchcraft. That's how they look at it. Like it's going against God. That's why
it's
that
not.
perverted that whole word pagan.
And it's not going
And it's
against
not.
God at all.
No, people don't even understand. Like, man, wait till they.
Because people don't study. The
I
worst
tell
thing I
people
could have
like,
ever done for
I,
myself was to
I
get out of the church and open the Bible and read it for myself.
and read it for yourself. And I told my cousin is a pastor, and he got mad at me and threw a Bible at me because I told him, bro, it's in the Bible. Don't nobody go to heaven. So why would you tell people that? It's in the Bible, bro. We don't go to heaven. You're not from heaven. So how you gonna go to heaven? It says that in the Bible in Revelation. Only the ones that's from there can go there. It says that in the Bible. That's not something I'm making up. Why don't you teach this? But then you understand, like, from the understanding the kingdom of God is within man. Is they don't understand the metaphor. Hey, Papa, I tell you something. Hey, I tell you a secret. Study Nostradamus. All right, is a way you can connect to a higher being within yourself. I tell you that is a way you can connect to a higher being that lies within yourself. And my understanding of like out of the study thought in seven different seven different cultures. The Houthi, the Thunderbird in Native American culture. That's who thought it. You go down to the Mayans, you can see them on the wall there. The Emerald Tablets, the city of Atlantis. He said his document saying he built that. They got. You ever heard of the crystal skulls? they decoded those, bro. That's how we get a lot of the technology we got now is because they figure out how to activate the crystal skulls, bro. It's deeper than what we want. They push us away from our information and steal it. I tell you that much, man. Meditation is a must. I mean, is a lost art, but I'm telling you, if you learn how to tune into yourself, you'll understand and see a lot of different things. And that's why I said the Buddhists, that's why they don't deal with people. Within, yeah. They said one of the greatest tricks to hide knowledge from people, yeah. Melanated people, yeah. Hey, yep. They put it on the books and they left it on the walls because they knew. I mean, we weren't going. Ain't nobody going back there. They figured that out, so they left it on the walls and they put it all the information in books because you can't hide facts. Facts will always eventually come out, but that's a great way to hide it because motherfuckers don't read. That's the only reason I know what I know because I read. That's the only reason I fell into the information that I know. Like even like we don't understand how detrimental it is to us to stay in the house. We need the sun. We not like we like other groups of people, and there ain't no knock against nobody. But we not like them. We need the sun, and the sun. We go through a whole process like plants do with the sun, with photosynthesis. Our sun absorbs, our skin absorbs the sun rays, and we release neuromelanin, and that's if your pineal gland is uncalcified. I don't drink fluoride water. I stay away from aluminum. I'm telling you, you feel different and you think different. That's what I'm saying. There's so much information that we don't, I mean, we could be sharing, but then you say something like that and people look like, bro, you crazy. That's because you don't read. Like, how does it sound crazy? Yeah. According to the belief. Yeah. And she dropped off. Yeah, bro. But like this is what I came for, bro. Like conversations like this, young and tell. I mean, I don't see like we brothers, man. So I don't see how we can't come together, have these constructive conversations with one another, and build on top of that. That's what we should be doing. Even if it's exchanging information, but like even in Nate room, he'll present a problem, but he'll give you a solution, and then he'll invite other people to come up and talk about the problem and present their solution. And then we all share. All right, Miss Quay, you always welcome up here. We be building. Oh, do your thing. Had to do was kill the men, enslaved, and all the children impregnate. One true God, and then and then Bob, it's like, how do you? What is your understanding of God? Hayati, you good? And then it's like our understanding of God, because I mean, when you say Ra, we talking about the sun, right, Papa? You talk about Amon or Atum. Because Ra is sun, but it's levels of Ra too. You got Atum and Amon. And then they say amen, but that's just I mean, even when you break that down, that's just the three cycles of the sun. The way the sun travels, the way Heru carries the sun into the darkness and Set bring out the moon. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's like just the information that we can be sharing and we can be building because, like you said, the sun, we need to be out in the sun. That's our sustainer. The sun does so much for, and we always pay homage to it. Like this praise and stuff. Like I tell people, like it's a difference between paying homage, giving thanks for something, and begging something. We never had to beg. We ain't begging people. That's a mentality. I'm telling you, we so conditioned to start doing stuff. That's why I was trying to explain to people, like why black people, in my opinion, and there's no knock against anybody who do it. But me, I'm not even gonna say black people. I'm gonna say the reason I don't do the whole Santa Claus thing is because what it does to you subconsciously, and people don't think about it because it seems so innocent. But you telling your kids any way you want to rock it, Santa Claus is white. So now you telling your kids if they're good, this white man is gonna bring them a gift. If they bad, it's gonna bring them a lump of coal. And they grow up, even though they found out, okay, that was fake and fictional, they looking at white people different. And as a parent, like I'm not giving nobody no credit for nothing that I do. I'm not doing it. And then I'm not giving it to a white man. That you become conditioned to that. And like I said, that's their holiday. Let them have it. And like I said, I'm not knocking Santa Claus. That's just for them though. Let them. Why we can't have our own? Why we can't have all these black superheroes? We get one prominent one. Like I want to be able to relate to something. Allow me to relate to something because that feels good. That's a conditioning factor, but we don't talk about the mind. People talking about the history of Santa Claus, and it's deep. And that in itself would make you, I don't see how you want to rock with it. But then you talk about the mental aspect, and it's like, how can you rock with it? And then it's just a perspective of mine, right? So I'm not saying that even if people watch the video and don't agree and still do it, I'm not saying they're bad people and nothing wrong with them. I'm just sharing my perspective because maybe it'll help, And then like just coming out here, even building with the brothers. Our Native American ancestors built pyramids. Yes, they did. Hey, and this is what I try to tell people too. That's why you can't go down in the Grand Canyon no more. They had a sword and a set down there in the cave, man. How does comedic science come over here in America and y'all hide it from it? Why is y'all hiding this from it? It's here in America. Oh yeah, I watched that. That was deep. Being melanated on his knees and chains. Even with I was tripping because I'm like, damn, like they even put an orange jumpsuit on it, huh? Yeah, that had me tripping, bro. When I seen that, I thought that was crazy, man. It had me tripping. And they said the Italians did it, right? So it's like, and this was what I'm saying. They be it's the, like you said, demonic. You know how most people look at, oh, they throwing subliminal shots. Nah, bro. They showing you something, man. They showing you something. They showing you how they look at you, how you're viewed. Bro, that does something to you. Looking at that, because I'm looking at it like, why am I pay it when I look at stuff, man. This is why I tell people be careful with their emotion or understand them. Because when I looked at that, I felt like you said, it was something off about it, bro. I'm sitting up here like, and then I started thinking a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, I just wanted to know why. Like, I wanted to understand the backstory, and I'm gonna have to look that up because I want to know why they built that way. What were they thinking as they was creating that? That shit was wild, bro. Were created by the sword. Yeah, yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like you bring everybody got something to bring to the table, right? Instead of us arguing about what's right and what's wrong, let's put all the shit together because it's a puzzle, bro. That's why they call our history a mystery. That's why that whole I ain't gonna say that's why the word was created, but it's applied to us. My story, mystery. History is his story, but our story is a mystery, bro. And we got to come together and put it together. Oh shit! Sicilians other. Now let me ask you this, Papa. Like when you because like I know Sicilians don't like to be called Italians. Like they like that's like calling the blood a crip. Like is one of them is said. Well, from my understanding, I thought one of those had black blood. You want to hear something funny, Papa? The first time I heard the Swarthy name, like in context of creating, I used to be in this group called Financial Fitness, right? It was just a bunch of rich old white people. And it was like a multi-level marketing thing, right? But they actually taught the history of money, bro. Like how it all started. And that was the first name I heard. And I bullshit you not. I'm gonna see if I can find the book and I'll show you. That's the first time I heard that Swarthy name. Mm. From my understanding, it was to show the world and America and let people do our slave. Yeah, yeah. Cause this is what I'm saying, bro. Ain't no other country ever tap America on the shoulder like, "Hey, man, y'all ain't treating them black people there right." Nobody ever said it. That's what we got NATO for, right? That's what I'm saying. Nobody ever said it. And then the more you learn, like we sign over our rights by calling ourselves African American and black and all these other names. You know, we actually we kind of sign over our human rights. Like if you think about it, there's no like white people in America call themselves Americans. They have a land. Black people in Americas, you either calling yourself African American or you calling yourself Black American. And by putting that Black or African in front of it, you're denouncing your American. That's what you're doing. The only thing you do is read the Black Law Dictionary, and it'll tell you that. That's what I'm saying. Like the stuff we do and the stuff we set up for. The white people don't call themselves white Americans. They are Americans. That's just what they are. Oh man, anytime. Look, bro, I dropped the link, man. That's nothing, bro. Like I said, I build, bro. Y'all hit the link anytime. Like I said, I build, bro. One thing, my bad. I don't know how to pin it yet. When I know how to pin it, but you could feel welcome to hit the link anytime. I mean, we can talk about whatever. I mean, long as we build it, man, positive energy, we sharing the information. I'm forward, bro. Pop, they say your device not connected. There we go.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Papa?
Let me bring me out the shade. Man, you think I was a okay. Hey, the it's it's hard to speak on existence when we've been thoroughly brainwashed of what true existence was. I mean, what I mean by if you can change the whole picture, all you got to do is conquer a people, kill off all the men, enslave all the children, and impregnate all the wives, and in one generation they won't know who they were.
Exactly.
Period. And it ain't the white man. The white man didn't come along until after the albinos that had migrated north and became what we know as our ancestors. We got to call everybody ancestors because we're all one human species. That once they started to migrate back into the south, you'd have to say around 1700 current era. There was no such thing as a white man doing nothing because he wasn't nowhere doing nothing. Like everything we look at, I think some group of secret society, let's just say secret society, because it goes deeper than that, because there's two factions of that they are still running shit and they got the white man fronting it.
And see, see, this is what I'm saying too, Papa. This is why we need to have these conversations because, that's not my expertise.
Yeah,
But I've been around the information. I've been around it, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But
I can tell, or else I wouldn't be trying to talk to you, bro.
and see,
I would love you to death, but I wouldn't try to talk to you because I don't. How can I say this? I'm a descendant of the Temporal Knights, right? Which makes me a true Freemason by birth. And I've been educated that way. I've been trained that way. You talk about the Quran in its original language. Man, my godfather, who was my father's godfather, but my father took a different path. And he caught me when I was young because I was running them down the street, man, fighting and staying alive. And he snatched me up one day and would read in the language the Quran to me. And I'm like, why is this man talking to me in this foreign ass language? I don't understand one damn word he's saying. And he told me one day after he had done that for a week, is shut your eyes and you'll understand every word of what I'm saying to you. I'm like, oh boy, that's some weird shit right there. So I did it. It changed my whole damn life, gave me a whole different perspective because what he showed me from what he had made me close my eyes and envision was get in touch with my spirit and not be blinded by what I see and I hear in this physical world we live in. And then he had both of them. He said, this Quran in English is nothing like the true Quran itself. I said, well, why do people read the Quran? Because they want to be fooled. Something in their evolution told them, because English ain't really a language. It's a combination of various words and descriptions of other languages.
Yeah.
All squashed.
It's derivatives of other languages, yep.
Exactly what English is, because we supposedly believe that English means the British brought English over here to the swarthy people that were already here, and that just became the means of communication. But now it's the number one language in the world, and I'm like, well, how did y'all get that to work out? But like I said, so my mind, I'm so far beyond religion because I understand that the Egyptians gave true religion, science, medicine, mystical mysteries, gave all of this to the Greeks, and the Greeks gave it to three entities: Christianity, Buddhism, and that one in the middle that I can't understand whether it's Muslim, but that's not what it's really. They call.
Now see, now see you now. See, like I have an understanding where you at. So now we're talking about the Trinity. You know,
Yeah,
when they gave it to them, they broke it up. They gave
yeah,
Islam the science. That's why
Islam.
I tell people Islam is science.
Yeah.
That's what Islam is. Christianity, that was the physical.
Uh-huh.
That's why they live in the
Oh,
flesh,
okay.
like
Yeah.
the Bible. And then when you talk about Buddha, that was the Ka, that was the
Yeah.
soul. They
So
gave
the
the
spirit.
spiritualism. So now when you look at
Right.
those religions and you understand, that's what I tell people. Like when you study Islam, you have to understand how to read it because it's really a science. It's
Yep.
not
It's
a
not a written
religion.
language. It's
But
not a
they
religion.
but when they gave it to him, that's how they gave it to him. And three is the Trinity. Everything, like when we talk about threes, like when they talk about the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, you
Mm-hmm.
take it back into ancient Kemet, and you understand the mother, the Father, and the Son.
Mm-hmm.
That was the three aspects of men. We have three. Like when we talk about, we like if you understand comedic science, they tell you have a Ka and a Ba, and it
Mm-hmm.
is Atemh, Akum, but that's three levels of your soul. That's what they tell us. But that's not true because you have a Ka, which is your soul, you have a Ba, which is your spirit, and then you have the Akum, which is your flesh. So we live in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Our soul belongs to the Creator. Our spirit is what drives us here.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about like the easiest way I explain it to people, like think of a car, right? You got the Ka, which is your navigation system. You got the Ba, which is the engine, and then you got the Akum, which is the car itself, the physical presence of the car. Everybody can go everywhere with the Akum and the Ba, the spirit. Everyone has a spirit. Everyone don't have a soul though. They don't have that navigation system. That's why you see so many people lost now. And when you go back into the Bible, they explain this when you talking to. I'm gonna do a video on this. When they talking to the serpent and Eve in the garden, when God put the punishments on them, and He told you the seed of the serpent, and He told you the seed of Eve will constantly be at conflict. Understand the seed of Eve is the seed of God. That's the people with souls and the spirits. The seed of the serpent is the only ones they don't have the soul, but they can live here with the spirit.
And see, all of that information right there that you're sharing is true to the point where the origin of it is from here. You know, this land that's not named America
No,
is the origin of all, how do I say it? Because we've been, it's just I
we've
can't
been
explain it.
deceived. I know what you
We've
said.
been totally deceived. Let me
No,
just say it on something that we all learned in school. Let me put it right there, and then it can be taken back from there. We were all taught that the white man kidnapped Africans from West Africa and brought them here to America and made them slaves. That is not the truth. Christopher, like we know now, Christopher Columbus did not discover America. America was already here, and there was people already here. But we've been taught that he was a Portuguese white man that couldn't get no ships until England decided to finance him going out and exploring the water route, which supposedly was going to be a shorter route from England to India, because it took so long going across the land to go to India to bring back all the goods that India had. Well, in reference, they were talking about here. They were talking about right here. That is how they the word Indian is misconstrued as the people that were here. You know, when they talk about the third world, when you talk about threes, the
mhm.
ancient world is here. This is where they said, "Don't go." Don't all the fertile land, the Garden of Eden, the origin of animals. It's all there. Do not go there. It's sacred. Atlantis is in that land. That land. Don't go there. And it turns out that Christopher Columbus was a swarty, and he was a pirate. And they never took African people and brought them here and made them slaves. That's something that in modern time we've all been brainwashed to believe. Now that I've said this to you, notice the next time you see anything that looks like an African person, you will automatically realize you don't look nothing like them.
Right.
We don't look nothing like Africa.
Nothing like them.
No.
Hey, Papa, I'm gonna show you where I'm at with it. Check this out. So when people come with me with the whole like that, like I said, whatever people, I don't argue with people if they want to choose to believe that story. But this is what I tell them: like when they want to try to debate, just do this one thing for me, and you will shut me up. Show me an actual artifact from a slave ship. I'd have been to 17 museums. I've never seen one. No curator. You know what they always tell me? Oh, they was bombed and sunken. Like, bro, don't tell me that. People go down. There's no artifacts of a slave ship because there was never any slave ships. It wasn't no slave ships. That whole story. Like, look, before my grandmother died, I asked her, when did you learn about slavery? You know what she told me? From Roots.
She didn't. Oh yeah, from what you know. Let me tell you what happened to me with my mother. Like I'm 58 years old now, right? And my mother was born in 1918, but she was 37 when she had me. I told her, I mentioned that word slavery to her. Man, she got so far up in my ear with we ain't no damn slaves. I said, but every black person is a descendant of slaves. They all came. We was all taken as prisoners, and you know, in history, Mama, they teaching me this in school. I'm telling you, it's the truth. She said, "Boy, we ain't from no damn Africa." I said, "Well, then where are we from?" She said, "We are from right here." I'm like, "Oh, my mama's crazy as hell, boy." I done went to school. These people that showed me pictures in the book told me that we was put person to person, side by side, and brought hauled over here from Africa. And now my mama took me to her sister, and her sister took me to her sister, and her sister took me to her brother, who took me back to her biggest. And finally, I got up to Grandpa, and Grandpa laid it on me that we're native. We're what's known as Native Indians. You know, if you wanted to put it that way to make it simple, he said, but we are native people to this land right here. We didn't get brought here. He said, as far back as you know, because in the old days, we used to pass knowledge on. That's why I'm having a problem with who I am and my family now. You know, like we watch these old school cowboy Indian TV shows or movies, however you want to put it. And you see they had a medicine man who had been assigned the knowledge of the peoples. And before him, there was a person that did them. Before him, and it as the way of passing knowledge on, so that you today, little child in this tribe, you understand this is the history of your people. And it was symbolized, you know, it wasn't in writing. And then my grandmother, that's my mama's side. My grandmother, who was still alive when I was old enough to talk to her, she said she was a West Indies Indian princess. And she used to always look at white people and go, them damn slaves. I'm like, why does my grandma call white people slaves?
Now go back to the origin of the word slave. Those were Slavic people. The first slaves, like the word where the word actually first shows up in history, was geared to the Slavic people.
Now, when you say Slavics, who you referencing as Slavic people?
That
Slavic word, you know, comes, you know, up in Far East Northern Asia, Slavic.
The Slovenians, that was the first time we seen slave. That's what I'm saying. When we go back in history, you look at words and you see it's put in the wrong context. So they didn't even use that term until they tried to explain that we were slaves. Before then, you always used the term of indentured servant or it was a prisoner of war. That whole concept of slave.
Those two right there. Now, I've had to go and renew my research, but that right there, indentured servant. You know who King James VI was, right?
Yep.
Okay. 1611 is when he wrote the 1611 Bible that included the book of Enoch, right? At that same period of time, indigent servants were being sent to America as indigent servants to a black master. And before he died, he was assassinated and his Bible was rewritten. That's why I can't talk to nobody that starts talking about no Bible with me, because I had to ask you, which Bible are you
reading?
Which Bible did you read? Because the one that included the book of Enoch was eliminated from the King James version of the Bible after he was assassinated. But these indentured servants were like peasants, thieves, no goodness, that were sent from Britain to America to swarthy landowners. And as you said, indentured servants, 7 years indentured servitude, then you'd be free.
You'd be free.
You way over here in America, you don't even know how the hell you got here. They didn't have no street lights, they didn't have no street signs telling you, there were no landmarks of how the hell you got over here, But before it could your indentured servitude could end, they wrote into law documents that turned your indentured servitude into slavery. Now, they must have gone and learned this word, because suddenly you go from being an indentured servant, like you said, to never getting your freedom. Now, that would equate that if you ain't dead, okay, you're alive, but you got no freedom. Oh, that's slavery. Well, that could go back, like you said, to before written language, because like I said, this is where we have to come and sit together, because some words you use, some words I use, some knowledge we give to each other, is that Moses, in somebody's version of a Bible, because it ain't Constantine's, the current Bible that talks about Moses, being free and let my people go. They had all lost a war and had been enslaved. And Moses got to be, like a house nigger, if that's a simple way to equate it, that he rose to a level where he said, hey, man, I'm getting me and my people out of Egypt, which automatically means hundreds or thousands of years before the Jesus Christ. When I say created, somebody got on my case when I said, well, by the time the Jesus Christ scenario was created, she said, well, great Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay, I better stop talking to you, because there was a time when there was no such thing as a New Testament of a Bible either. And Jesus Christ ain't where Christianity comes from. Jesus Christ was a Jew, but we was led to believe that Jesus Christ was white and he was a Christian. And the Catholic Church took it even further. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where can we, like you say, the term slavery, I'm pretty handy at this. I could look this up really quick. Let me just look this up while you talk to me.
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm going to look up what is the origin of the word slavery.
I'm telling you, it came from the Slavic people, and this is information coming from a Prince Hall Mason.
Who?
A Prince Hall Mason.
Now, when you say Prince Hall Mason, are you talking about true Freemasonry, or are you talking about
like this is I would have to say no, because I understand now what true Freemasonry is, and this was a European who taught me this.
Okay.
So I understand what level you talking about. Like these people, I met these people in debate circuits. You know, they they got it hard on when we start talking about just the Egyptian science, because that's what they get excited, because when they look at stuff, they can only interpret it a certain way, but when we look at it, we have a different understanding from it. So like even when they say when they try to explain stuff, it's like when you resonate with information and you go within to translate it, you get a whole different understanding and meaning from it. And they know they can't do that. That's why they turn a spiritual system into a religion.
Yeah, because
that's the only way they can understand it. Even with the Bible, like I said, even in the English, if you read it in the English, if you have a higher understanding, you won't get the full gist of it, but you will understand it on a different level than the average person.
True that. See, because that's what you know what the Nicene Council of Bishops was all about, right?
Yeah.
And just for the people in the chat, that's where Constantine, the Swarty emperor of Rome, had asked for to convene all these bishops from all over these known conquered lands. See what I said about conquering people? When you conquer somebody, next baby born is going to believe what you're teaching.
Exactly.
Forget what they heard, or no, they ain't even going to know everything was ever said, because as soon as they come into existence, the only acceptable form of any belief is going to be what the conqueror says. And Constantine wanted to be different. So what he had convened for was to take all the known religion of all the conquered lands and fashion that into something that all his conquered land people could all live by. That shit didn't work out.
No.
He said, man, 52 books. Who's going to read 52 books to learn one thing? That I'm the emperor. I'm the guy in charge. Because you gotta simplify this more. So it came down to 16 books is what I was taught. 16 books. He said, man, that is still way too much. We need one book with everybody's religion in it. Can you understand what that means? When you say Jesus Christ was crucified on a cross, that comes from paganism. Crucifixions did, but there are writings where some swarty parts of Southern Europe, that was what they did. They use symbolism. This god symbolizes this god symbolized that, and this thing symbolizes this guy, and that was all considered to be paganism, when the next person in charge says, no, that ain't the way it's gonna be. No, man, y'all is foolish to believe. No, we got to have one understanding of all this religion. And then Constantine died 270 years before a Jesus Christ concept came up. And then you think, how could Jesus Christ and the Jews and the Romans and the Italians, which were actually Sicilians, how could all of this have gone on before Constantine? And then there's Jesus in there with the Jews at the temples where all the money was coming in, and we think that the Jews were the ones that run all the business, and we look at them as funny looking little white people, and that ain't none of that true at all either. because the Sephardic Jew was the guy that was being persecuted and run out of Central Asia, which is Middle Europe, who became Sephardic when he went over to Christianity. Now, how could he have gone over to Christianity when Judaism is older than Jesus? When Jesus was born, Judaism was already here. See what
Right. And don't, hey, you know what? And see, this is why I say, like, we need to come together because the information that we can offer the people, we can find solutions, but also, we get hit it from different angles too. Because do you know what people miss out of the whole Jesus story? See, like you're a master of the history. I deal with the mindset. This is what nobody ever mentioned to me. Not even the Son of God can withstand the rules of the land.
Just go
Not
ahead
even
and say it because that's true.
Now, like, we look at this Jesus. Now, this is what happens to us subconsciously, right? We look at this Jesus story. We say, okay, he was the greatest man, did all this good stuff, went around the world or went around the land, cured, healed people. But at the end, the system that was created didn't want him there. And even the Son of God couldn't even withstand that. And what did he do? He died and got rewarded and went to heaven. What do they tell you to do? Just do what this book say, and when you die, you can go to heaven. Don't go against the system.
Right.
And subconsciously, we look at it like, so, okay. And that's what I'm saying. We don't talk about what happens to our minds with these stories, and people start believing. We begin to be conditioned to understand our reward is in heaven, not on earth.
That you just need to be a slave to existence. And if you're a good slave, when you die, you're gonna go to heaven. And if you're a bad one, you're gonna go to hell. And none of that shit is true. If you got anything, you got hell right here, or you got heaven right here.
And think about
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then think about this too. Okay, so we had brother Martin Luther King. What did he do? Tried to change it, and he got the same thing Jesus got.
See, and okay. Now in the Old Testament, don't ask me to quote because I don't thump Bibles, but in the reading in the Old Testament, it foretold that God was gonna come to earth and no one would know that it was gonna be him, and that he was gonna come, and if the chosen people followed his instructions, that he would send them a savior, and in that savior would be him, and that he would take upon himself all the injustices and improprieties that man could come up with, that he would take all of that back up and bring his people. He'll bring his people back up to heaven. And that's way deep in some Old Testament training, man. Hold on, what are you trying to do with my shit? What's going on here? Okay, that is getting way deep. But what is the original meaning of the word slave? Like you said, it's Slav. The term slave has its origins in the word Slav. The Slavs who inherited a large part of Eastern Europe were taken as slaves by the Muslims of Spain during the 9th century after death, or current era. Slavery can broadly be described as the ownership, buying and selling of human beings for the purpose of forced and unpaid labor. That's what indentured servitude in this country in the 1600s evolved to, that meaning right there. You are just going to be my property from now on, and with no pay. You're going to get this with no pay. So that led me to believe that since the original slaves were caucasoids and were about over here as free labor, that for a term, it was like being in current era now. That'd be like going to fucking prison in the South. You ever seen them where you talk about chain gangs and
chain
making
gangs, yep.
little rocks out of big rocks and,
Yep.
and building railroads and highways and shit?
Yep.
Because your ass is incarcerated. We ain't got to pay you. All we got to do is put a roof over your head. And when we say everybody stand into your bunks and get these chains put on you and turn right and march out this door and grab a sledgehammer, and one of y'all grab a sledgehammer, one of y'all grab a shovel, and there's a motherfucker sitting. Well, we ain't never see that shit in real life. We never seen that. We seen that in TV.
And TV. And see, that's what I'm saying. We've been indoctrinated. That's why I tell people about the whole educational system. Mm-hmm. That ain't built to teach nobody. That's built to condition you to be a good worker for society. You better look at the back of your dollar and understand when that say debt note, what that means.
Yeah.
That's what your money is backed by, debt. Who has the debt in the country?
And see, I tried to tell somebody that the other day that we used to be on a gold standard.
Yeah.
We're so damn broke. It's on the debt, and the feds, which ain't the president, the feds can set a level of what they will allow to be used as the debt measurer, which means that if they said that, okay, banks, savings and loans, everybody that's loaning money to the public or to industry, first industry, not the public, that if we give you this rate, we're going to allow $40 trillion worth. And you just refund it to us and that's what our staple is. That's what our basis of economics is now, is how much debt they can incur. How many, let's take one product, car. You said car already, so let me use car. How much can we allow cars to be indebted? How many people can get in debt by getting a new car? How much debt can we attribute to car buying? Well, annually. Well, let's say, $5 trillion. Okay, that's how much we're worth. We're worth $5 trillion. Because this debt ain't never going to get returned. If you pay off your debt, it hurts the country. Because they put that over on the pile of the richest. If you forfeit on your debt, it stays out there. It can still be calculated into the debt number. Ain't there some complicated shit for two black men to be trying to say?
Hey, Papa, man, I don't know.
Dude.
Bro, I don't know how we hooked up, but it's a true blessing, because it's like, you don't know how good it feels to be able to have a conversation with people, to have a real conversation with people. Because, like, when I try to explain that to people, you just put it so eloquently. Because when I try to explain it to people, they looking at me crazy. I'm like, bro, think about it. It says debt. So how do you think they keep printing this money? They keep putting y'all in debt. If you pay your debt off, guess what? It's going to hurt the country.
It hurts the country if you pay your debt off. They need you to stay in the debt so that they can keep printing money against the debt.
And guess what that debt do? That debt keep us in the rat race. It keeps you focused on going to work, working in I'll be trying to explain this to people, like, bro, just listen to me. But that's what I'm saying. People are conditioned. That's why, like, with all this information, this is what I hope to come on here to do, is to build with people, because I got a perspective. I know other people can see the same thing that I see, and we can build together and get the information out to the people, and we can hit it in different angles. Because, like I said, I have positioned myself to focus on the mindset, And I understand, just like a job. You know, I worked at a hospital for 15 years, and I had a specific job to do. And the more I did my job, or the better I did my job, I allow other people to do their jobs at a high level. So even coming on here, I'm using that same concept. I want to focus on the mind, and I can contribute to other areas. But finding people who have an understanding in these other areas like you, and we can build together, and we can build off each other. That's what I always wanted to do, because like I said, I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible for everybody to know everything. But if we come together, we can put the pieces together. And that's what we're doing now. So I really hope people see what we doing as you know, you my elder. I'm only 38. But as a elder and a younger person coming together, and look how we communicate. We ain't arguing about who's right or who's wrong. We giving information. We showing it from different angles, you know. And the more angles we can show at, hopefully the more people who we can reach, because maybe they not understanding it the way I said, but what you said, they be like, oh, it makes sense. This is what I try to tell brothers, like this is why we need to come together. And even if you don't believe in the information, like let's build, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of trying to knock someone's information, I'm humble enough to learn. I want to learn. You know what I'm saying? And
me too.
like, you know what and I see that, because even when I say, oh yeah, slave came from the word Slav, boom, 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 looked it up, there you go. You know what I'm saying? We build it.
Yeah.
And it made more, and then it even added to your added to your information where you can break it down even more.
Yeah. I was gonna say to you, we know each other from you showed up. I don't know if you've known Nate for a long time.
Well, no, I just got on this a couple months ago, like 2 months ago.
Okay, then so then I seen you when you first came into Nate, you know, because I really quickly comprehend the whole thing about being a mod, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But you came in wearing your dot emoji, and I immediately asked you, what did you know about dots? Because I had recently did the recorded study of sharing with those who can take it. Most people, man, you know, like you just said, most people cannot take the brainwashing of conscious truth. They can't take that, you know, because that's, you know, brainwashing is some real serious, it works shit. I come from an era, man, where in TV, they used to be flashing subliminal messaging.
I seen something where it was a couple years ago. I was watching. It was on a YouTube channel, but they slowed down. One, I forgot what show it was. It was an old show, but they slowed down. You can see like symbols popping up, and I'm looking like, damn, they used to do that.
Yeah,
and I believe it, because I mean, it's in even like learning like you familiar with the Hermetics, right?
Yeah, I'm about to show you some Hermetics right here. Go ahead.
But even in the Hermetics, they teach you about the pitches, right? As you're saying different things, the pitches is what actually it actually emits a frequency, and it can affect. It's supposed to affect people, either higher self or the lower self. You can put people. This is where they get spells from. This is why the English language only has 27 characteristics, or 26. Well, whatever. They only get in English, because they can better control the words. The more characteristics, the more deeper in the diaphragm you got to begin to speak. That's why, like, Japanese people speak that because they got 600 different characteristics, and it's not only about the actual word, but it's more about the tone you say the word.
Yeah, the tones in your words. That's one thing. See, my original knowledge is from growing up in these two families of mine, telling me that we didn't come over here as slaves, and that the white man used to be slaves to the black man, and then we lost the revolution, and Britain, even with Britain's help, we were outnumbered and outgunned, and you know, it's like we grow up with that expression: you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened. You know, like when the French, Spanish, Swarties all combined up, the Dramatics all came over here and just attacked our little nations. You know, like this is a nation of Crow over here, a nation of Sioux over here. We weren't organized and we didn't have no guns. You know, we all been raised to watch how the Romans and everybody fought. You know, you got hundreds of thousands of people getting ready to attack this one castle. Well, we as Native Americans, I use the word America until I resurface it, but um, we were not organized like that. You could wipe out this whole unit of people right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and integrate it, and you'll never get those same swarty people to rise up again because they'll all be disseminated, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this nation of what we call America was only controlled by its most southern part, which was considered after the islands. The first thing was what they called Florida, but as it grew, it hadn't got so far away from the word Hermetic. I was trying to associate it with the Hermetic Jew, which was swarthy people, you know, in way into what we call current era going back. You know, they have found skeletons here in America over 15,000 years old of swarthy people. You could tell it was a black person, you know, by our skull shapes. And the Hermetics went all the way to um, the Far East, you know, because I'm trying to bring it back to the Muslim religion was the most prominent of the three given. Like you said, it was the one that contained the science, the medicine, the
Mm-hmm.
astrology, you know, keeping a calendar,
Yeah.
you know, telling time, you know, because like it said, here's your mechanical structure. That's what that means. The mechanical structure of how to go forward.
Right.
Putting one foot in front of the other, not just thinking that keep both your feet together and go hopping along is going to get you somewhere. But then, you know,
Let me see.
Hinduism, you know, it's the thought process of getting out of your mechanics and getting into the spiritual you and moving things with your mind,
Yeah.
the
I was
mystical.
trying to see it. I want to show you something. You know what? I
Let me
can't get
get
all
back
my.
over here where I can see you because
I can't get all my. I'm still learning how to do this, so I'm trying to get all my little slides onto my laptop. Like I don't know how to share it. Like if I knew how to share it from my phone, I guess I can screen share it if I.
I don't use my phone for this. This platform is too large.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to share with you now people tell me about what book I need to read and stuff. Oh, this is how I got off track. In college, I was a librarian for one reason, to learn what I'd heard all my life. I needed to see the books where the true information that goes way beyond what somebody told me. You want like you. I can tell that's how you are. It's
Yeah,
like
I get
that what
it. I read
oh
too much.
yeah. Well, I did too, man. I read so much my mama didn't want me talking. My mama tell me to be quiet when I come home from school. Because I read everything that was anywhere near me, I read it. And as I got older, I read more and different. I know everything there is to know about business from having been put into business through my family as a kid and get old enough that my mama, my grades were good enough to go to a trade school, and I was going to use it to become an auto mechanic so I could have a good running car. My mama said, if you become an accountant, you won't have to ever fix your own car because you'll be making enough money to always have your new car. So you go over here and you learn them words of what your Aunt Dove have been teaching you as a kid all these years, and it's going to pay off for you. Well, it did. It hurt me a lot, but it did pay off because what I know about how the world turns that other people don't is why I learned I have to keep my mouth shut because
Yeah.
argue with you about religion. They don't know a damn thing about religion. And then I tell myself, I said, don't ask me to come to your church because I go to your church, the Holy Spirit will come in there with me, man, and something is going to get exposed in your church.
And see, you know what? I had the, I don't like people like now I got to a point I found peace, I found peace and I came to the decision like I'm gonna just share information with people who want to know because when you do the whole church thing, it's like they can't really debate, like can't nobody in the church debate me, and that's not. And like
No.
I said, it's just the angle I'm coming from. Like
Yeah.
once we break down, I'm not even gonna talk about anything in the book. We don't even have to do that. Let's just break down two things. First, how many books are you missing?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we have to talk about the influence of the Greeks. Let's
Yep.
talk about the influence of the Greeks. And then I mean the third is the language. Once you
Mm-hmm.
and that usually once you usually present those three things, especially the language, how it was translated, and you lose, like my wife speaks three different languages.
All right,
And
yeah.
she would tell me something like, well, this does not translate clearly over to this, but this is the closest
Exactly.
thing I can associate. So now you just lost the whole perspective. Like,
Yep.
even when you read the book, you tell me God said, do not change my word. By changing the translation, you didn't change the word. So
Yep.
you can't tell me what it says. Let's just be honest. That's common sense. You can't tell me what it actually says and what it actually means. You can only assume.
Mm-hmm.
So the conversation is really over. That's why it's like I don't debate. But like I tell people, if that's what you use to make yourself a better person, good. But don't tell me or try to use that book against me because I'm gonna make you look
Mm-hmm.
foolish.
Now,
That's what's
see,
gonna happen.
that key, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I
Oh
was
no,
kind
you
of
good.
period, but that right there, that part right there, is why you got these Islamic people calling themselves putting bombs on themselves and blowing them. I'm like, where the fuck in anybody's Bible did you learn that is part of your religion? And
And
you
it's
just gotta
not.
walk out into a crowd of people that have done nothing to you but a fucking bomb strapped to you and just explode your fucking self. What the fuck do you think that is? That's how it makes me feel. Because here in America, how can a person argue with you about the Bible? Well,
Right.
God ain't said shit.
Right.
Jesus did. Jesus ain't did a goddamn thing. Where'd you get that from? Well, the preacher said it. Fuck him. And now
Right.
in modern time, they tell you don't go around just putting all your faith up in that preacher guy just because he's standing up there on the pulpit. Don't. You got to look to the spirit. The spirit inside of you says, "Be kind and gentle to all souls. Do first for others without retention or rethinking what it's going to do to benefit you. Do without, that's what the Jesus Christ concept in some portions is about. And you're supposed to get that when Mary is wiping his feet. She's
Exactly.
sacrificing being a prostitute. She's used to getting paid for having motherfuckers just be around her to play with their little pee-pees and move on. But here she is, and that's symbolism.
Yes.
That's what that's what the Christian Bible basically is about, is symbolism. But you got to get through the embolism to understand the significance of the symbolism. The symbolism is do what you can for others and don't worry about what you do for you or what somebody going to give you or what this is going to be, because that's going to make. But when you talk to people that want to start thumping a Bible at you, especially mentally ill people, they will start talking shit to you and then tell you that God said. And now all of a sudden you're reading the Bible to me? You're reading me the Bible. Oh shit, what have I done?
Can you see that?
Did I screw this whole thing up? I was trying to get back over here, man, where okay. Wow. Damn. Hey, look, this is what I'm trying to do, love. I'm trying to drop you this link where currently I had to read a whole lot of books on my own. You've had to read a whole lot of books on your own. And you can't really go give your concept of understanding to what somebody else says in their book.
Right.
Without being able to say, so what is your source for this piece of information you got right here, sir? Where did you get that piece of information you got right there? Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that information from? And or a minister, that claims that he went to a school where they taught him Catholicism. It's like, where are your notes? Where was the references of each part of what they taught you? What was the origin of it? Who wrote the original writings that said that that's what happened? Where is that at? Oh, you just got a guide. Don't you guide me? Because, I'm from a different piece of the world and just guide me on anything. So what I'm going to share with you here in your chat. Now, this is between me and you. That when I have my little shows, I found a source that this guy, before he says one word to you, he will tell you who wrote it, what references that person that wrote it got, where all his information, where the person that he's reading of, where that documentation comes from. And everything he reads, he brings his receipts. You heard that expression around this area we're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Receipts. He brings all of his receipts on what he's talking about on every subject he talks about. And what I mean is, a person that was somewhere when something happened and wrote down what he saw and what happened of what he saw, not what somebody came up and told him, but what that person seen and what the records can prove. And what have I done to you? Okay, I'm in your chat. Who is that? Oh, but you see, this is the problem. If you sit backstage with the content provider and miss what he's putting up, who is that you just had up front? Because I got the volume turned on. Who was that in the club? Was that you?
And who?
In the club.
Oh no, that was
Days.
I was sharing a document.
Are you sharing the speaker?
What is a speaker? No, this is like when I was telling you about the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we talk about threes. This is a concept that we had to build, and this is the way it was taught. Like the Masons, that not your Masons, but the Masons we know now, they study from the Gnostic texts.
Yeah. No, I would just close my eyes and turn my head one time, man, and I look back and I thought, oh shit, you done messed up the screen, man. You ain't at the chat. It's some guy was talking, but I got the volume turned down, so I'm like, man, I'm all confused. I'm just trying to get one thing. Wait a minute, man, you got all these damn tabs open and all this stuff. Who is this? You missing something? Is this him talking to you? I'm like, no, that's him talking to me over there. But who is this guy? His brother that's talking. What is he talking about? Oh boy! But anyway, man, I'm gonna drop you this link, and that link right there, you can read it. When I say read it, he'll do all the reading, but you can read along, and he'll show you all the references. And this guy, man, this is the closest thing I found to me reading all these books when I was growing up. Of truths. I mean, he ain't associated with no organization. He dispels. Like I just went and looked up the word slob the way you said it.
Mhm.
As a derivative of slave, and in the end, it came right down to it. Didn't the slave? Motherfucker, you working for me for free? And that was for whoever else might have been in the chat. But once I go backstage with you, man, I realize, hey man, where'd everybody go?
And that's why, like, I had to know, because it wasn't good enough. Like when I was in college, I'm learning stuff, and it's like they limited my learning, what I can learn and what I can understand, and I didn't like that. So I started self studying. And then I got with people, different groups, and I learned from them. I took what I needed, and I ain't with all the with the brainwashing. I ain't with
Yeah,
that.
and that's
I
what I
think,
like about you.
yeah,
That's how
like,
come we can talk.
and like, to be honest, this is what I do. And like, I love martial arts, right? And Bruce Lee had this famous quote. He said, "Be like water. Take in what you need and release what you don't." And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, for me, it's not about being right. That's why I said I understand. Even some of the stuff over the years that I thought I knew, I didn't, and people brought me the right information. So, but I always been humble enough to understand being wrong is not nothing bad, because if I'm wrong, I have the opportunity to learn what's right. So I don't mind being wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. To teach me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am. And I just understood that I needed, like, the information that I learned, and I put it to practice. Like I said, I didn't only study these religions, I actually put them to practice. I needed to see how it worked and how it could work for me. And once like I said, I learned some things, like through Buddhism, like meditation. I understood the importance of it. So I used that a lot. Like, even like when I talk about the 42 ideals of my aunt, I was disciplined, but I still had a street mentality. That helped me
Mm-hmm.
eliminate the street mentality, and that helped me achieve a level of humbleness and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that I needed. So I tell people I use these things as tools, and that's what they was created for.
We both have the same similar backgrounds because I'm a street person, man. And one day it's about 6, 7 years old, man. I asked this guy that was somewhere probably about 15 or so for a cigarette because I started smoking cigarettes when I was 4, and at 6 I was at 7 I went and started working in my auntie's store, and then from then on I always had my own cigarettes. But this one time I asked this kid, he said, "Sure, man, I left my cigarettes at home." So I followed him down the street to his house, man. I think I had seen him before, but I didn't really know him. And man, when I got in his house, man, dude tried to rape me. Now I think it was just a show of force because I don't think he was really trying to rape me, all these years later. But that day, I thought he was attempting to stick his dick in my ass, and I fought back, vehemently. That it ended that episode, and he let me fuck out of there. And then when I came out, right straight across from him was this guy who I learned was about the same age as this kid was. So they must have both been about between 13 and 15 years old. His name was Butch, just like mine was. And Butch took me across the street and said, "Hey, man, the dude tried to do this whoop, whoop, whoop to you." And I thought, oh, man, I went from one of these crazy motherfuckers on this street to the next one and this one got big old muscles on him, man. He's going to get me. That dude named Butch straightened my head out, man, and put me in his basement and taught me all the forms of the physical form to the mental form to the spiritual form of martial arts, mainly Korean martial arts. To the level that I realized, I came to the realization, man, you got to be walking around fighting nobody. Just the spirit of and the aura of you will dissipate all of that.
And I'm telling you.
And then because you have this in your is part of you now, you won't be looking for no fight. You will steer clear of any instance in existence that would indicate fight.
Yeah, it gives you a level of awareness.
Yeah, I'm like, well, then why have this special ability? And as I was thinking special ability, I realized special power. I had been trained a power that negated fight me. You don't want to fight me. You don't want to fight me. And I lived by that, man. I became a hero. But 2 doors up was an old man that, turned out to be Sicilian, but he looked kind of white to me, okay? Turned out to be my father's godfather in Freemasonry as a descendant of beyond Freemasonry. And took me in and actually showed me my family crest on the wall, in the lower section next to his. His was the primary. And you know how you see Islamics, they all face in the same direction and they all bow at the same time. They all say the same thing. I was taught that. But I was taught that to his and my family scroll, like it was giving me spiritual information about who I was just by following the procedure. Remember I told you that he said, just close your eyes and just consume what I'm reading to you out of this Quran Bible. That's a mixture of Hebrew and Islamic.
Aramaic.
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 Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something about that language, but go ahead. Let me tell you something. But go ahead.
Back. No. What am I looking at? Oh shit.
Do you know
yeah, go ahead.
Like when you speak Aramaic or Arabic or what else? Assyrian, it's a tone or vibration that you release. Like if you hear them pray, you'll hear them. You can like that's when they all pray together. It's a pitch or a tone. Now we're talking about genealogy, and what they don't tell you about DNA is you have what they call memory DNA, right? And you can unlock those with different frequencies, which are tones. So even when we pray, or when we like if you know about the Lutheran Church, like when they do their hymns is at a certain pitch they try to read. And this is where all like that ancient science where you say it felt like when you were praying to it, it unlocked your information within you. That's true. But that's what I'm saying. We don't focus on our spiritual aspect. We think that's some spookism or something.
Yeah.
But it has a lot to do with language. That's why even black people in America, that's why they call our language what they call Ebonics. But if you notice the way we talk, like I can say four, but when I say foe, it's a different vibration, a different tone. It is we are people who's supposed to speak from our diaphragm. But by speaking English language, we speak with our throat. So we very rarely get words where we actually use even our vocal cords to pronounce because they want everything so crisp. But when you speak Ebonics, that's that slang. And that's why we give energy to words. Like words are spells, man. And we could do different things with different vibrations, but we have to speak the original tongue. That's why in the Bible, when you go look at a Hebrew Bible, when you say the word Elohim, right? When they say God blew breath into man and man breathed, when you say Elohim, you have to suck in air to say Elo, and Him, you blow out air. That's the receiving the gift of God and blowing out. But then you're talking about duality. And this is why they don't tell you that Elohim is the first God name in the Bible. It's because you have to fight with this. Elohim is a masculine and feminine form. The word Elohim, it represents a masculine and a feminine form. So now when you read the Bible and you say, God said, let us make man. Mm-hmm. Let us. Who is us? Oh, they talk about Jesus. No, the Elohim was a female and a masculine energy creating. Mm-hmm. That's how creation is done. If you can't create anything without a masculine and a feminine energy.
That's go ahead, word. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. But this is why they don't tell you that, because it's power in the tongue. Mm-hmm. Like, it don't make sense. Like I tell people, if you really believe in the Bible, learn it. Because if God got a name, why are you calling him by a title?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's like when I say to some people and some, I like to say this around people that are calling themselves being all Bible thumpish and religious, and Christianity, is I like to say Allah was his name. And say, oh, are you Muslim? No. Well, why you say Allah? Because that's what it says in the Christian Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So don't tell me that you're reading nothing. Don't quote nothing to me, because you don't even know that in what you're saying that you done read, it says Allah is his name. And why you ask me as a Muslim? Because all of what you're reading in your Bibles, it's all these religions from ancient times, all the information translated into current history. But when you think more about the fact that we as a people are from here, and when you get, like like I said, in my shows, I get so deep there, man, people just fall off. It's just way too much from us. And then I get like a wah. That's what I was gonna say. The word you said that in native language is a wah. Oh, Hawa. From, like you said, from the diaphragm is Hawa.
Yeah.
You're taking in the air and you're exhaling it the way God gave it to you. Hawa. Hawa, which means God in native text. Hawa. So if everybody you greeted, you said Hawa, then they would have to. It's like in Islamic, you say, damn, I got Hawa in my head now. Hello. Now, peace be unto you. In Islam. Damn, man, that used to be the thing to be able to say.
Well, assalamu alaikum. Shalaikum salam.
You see how we on the same wavelength? Yeah. Wa alaikum salam. As-alaikum salam. Wa alaikum, And people would be like, what are you saying? And those words are in your Christian Bible that also, extend back to the Greeks and Hebrew, that also so I need to stop talking to people that start talking to me about the Bible, because they ain't taking nothing out of that, because one would lead you to want to understand the other one, is what I'm getting
at. And that's what I tell people. Like, ultimately, like I got theories. I ain't gonna say nothing fact. We on YouTube and people get upset, but this is my theory about the whole church. Like the pastor, I'm not even gonna say the whole church, but the pastor. Mm-hmm. There's a reason they don't take you to the front, from the front of the Bible to the back, because they only using the Bible to prove their points. That's all they do. If they was really teaching you, they would teach you. Why is every pastor's sermon different? None of this stuff make sense. We don't use common sense. Why are you going to church on Sunday? Because you haven't studied. Sunday is literally Sunday, the day of the sun. That's not
first
Sabbath.
day of the week.
So let's work with it.
Raw's day.
You know what I'm saying? So let's work with it. It's not the Sabbath. So like, what else do you want to work with this? Why are you even going in the building? You're not supposed to go in the building. That's in the Bible. Why are you dealing with these idols? You ain't supposed to be rocking no cross. You ain't even supposed to be wearing gold. You ain't supposed to be eating anything with hooves. You're supposed to be walking around in a white robe, and you cannot change God's word, so you cannot change with time. Stop playing with me. Let's work. And people don't want to work with it because they use it for their benefit. That's what the Bible is used for.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
That's now, man, we've been talking for hours, but that is the number one key about a damn Bible. It was designed to control the people
Exactly.
that is at the, like in the Catholic Church, you got this bishop way up there telling you what God says, like he just come out of a meeting with God. But what does it say in the Bible? Moses went up in the mountains and came back down with 2 tablets. Well, why didn't you take all of us up there, man? We could smoke some weed, drink a couple beers. Why you the only one got to go up there? Why the bush burn? How you gonna set the bush on fire and you the only one up there? And it's gonna be your story. You're gonna tell us when you come back, huh? That the bush. God set the bush on fire. Huh? Oh, good. Yeah, we can all believe that one. Well, let's bow down. And church is like that. All variations of it are that same way. That you got the guy that claims that God speaks to him, and he's telling you what God wants of you. Even with Moses, God told me, like, God ain't never told you nothing, man. Why you playing?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Get written. How did that get written? You didn't write it. You didn't sit down and write out what you say that God said. You didn't write the autobiography of this whole thing. Somebody who wrote this? Who wrote this? What's that guy that wrote this? What was his notes? When did he get a language? Well, he got it from the tombs. The tombs told him. Well, the tombs come from America. Well, how'd y'all get that then? There, okay, I'm done. Let's just
and then even work with this. Like I tell people, like when you talk about the scrolls, the oldest scrolls are found on papyrus, and at that time, where do you find papyrus? On the West Nile. So who wrote this? You're not telling me who the original writers of this. Exactly. Because the people y'all telling me, and then, like I said, when you look at it from the original Hebrew, like I said, we can't actually read original Hebrew. Even when they try to read the Tanakh, they don't read it. You can't. And that's just fact. I mean, I knew a couple, like I said, I practiced it. I couldn't go into a synagogue, but I knew some real deep people who was in it, and they told me certain things. And it's like, okay, what people would need to understand is this. If you're looking for God, you need to go inside yourself, and you don't need no middleman. You really need to understand that you can have a connection with the creator or the higher power. That's something that you got to open yourself up to and stop believing in things and look to know things. That's what I would tell people if they really want to know God. You have to stop believing. Just like in Santa Claus, at sometime you're gonna have to wake up and stop believing and begin to know, or want to know, to seek the information. Because even with topics like this, like I share the information and I tell people where they can go. I tell them what the information did for me. Like if you look through my video, it's how it affected me, how I benefited from it, and I always tell people my story. And I share. If they want to come in and ask questions, I give them the answer. If you want to know where I got this XYZ from, I'll tell you. But ultimately, knowledge is only found when you seek it. So I can't give you no shortcut at the end of the day. We can talk about it, we can build on it. But at the end of the day, I can't give you a shortcut. You got to do your own work. Because if you don't do it, you ain't going to believe in it. That's just, it ain't going to resonate with you, right? If you're not actively seeking the information, like you said, you seek this information. You wanted this information. That's why you got it. Until you seek and want, you'll never receive it. You'll never receive it.
Yeah,
Not
you'll
no.
never receive it.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
never
what.
receive it. You'll never, there's like this point in existence how you are never going to know all the answers.
Right, right.
You're
And that's
just
what. And I tell people that, like, I don't know everything. I just know what I know. I got a different.
yeah,
We all get. If we find, if we look within inside ourselves, we all understand we got a unique ability. This is what I was told. This is why that image, the word, like I said, I am a derivative of the Houthi. I am
mhm.
not. I am not. If anything, I'm close to it. But people don't even truly understand what the Houthi was. The Houthi was simply a translator. He helped people understand and gave knowledge and wisdom. That's what the Houthi was. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. There's a lot of people that's just like us. We can sit here and experience the same thing, but we go tell a different story. So that's what we got to understand with this information. It's coming from someone's perspective. No matter what we study, anything written down is from someone's perspective. And I'm just good at translating it. And that's why I was given this name. I changed it into the word because I didn't want to present myself as what people will understand as a god. But that's what the word is. That's what the Houthi was. He was literally the word. He was the one who explained and helped understand or translate different meanings and messages from the creator.
So, are you finally telling me why your emoji is a dot?
Yeah. 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 I say it like this. I say it like this. I was able to. I had mentors. Like I said, I earned it. I was given that name, but I had mentors, and I went into a meditation one day, and when I came back, I told him something, and he said, "Well, he's seen something too, and this is what he was told to call me."
Hmm.
So I mean, like I said, I practice things. I didn't. I don't just. It wasn't never good. I can't understand things just reading them. I had to put them to practice. So I studied a lot of different, um, and a lot of it was self study. I learned how to study from college, but a lot of the information I studied, like I said, they felt like I was in religion courses, and they was holding me back from the information I wanted to know. So I went and got it for myself, and I found people who I studied with a guy. Who studied with Dr. Ben. I studied with a guy who studied with um, Dr. Khalid Muhammad when I was studying Islam. He was I guess you say, a disciple of Khalid Muhammad. So it was a different form of Islam, but it was still Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, I had some buddies. I couldn't get into the synagogue, but they showed me what I needed to know when it came to Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
My martial arts, one of my martial arts instructors, his uncle uh, was a former Buddhist who taught me and helped me understand Buddhism, Taoism, and Taoism.
Mm-hmm.
Even from like I did Tai Chi. A lot of the martial arts that they practice follow laws
Mm-hmm.
of Buddhism or Taoism.
Yeah, that's what I was taught. Shotokan and Tai Chi and Taekwondo and Korean kickboxing.
Yeah, I studied Wing Chun. I studied Thai style kickboxing, and I studied Tai Chi.
Mm-hmm.
So even like Tai Chi with the different pressure points and the different, like, people think it's a meditation, and it is. It's a form of meditation, but
Oh, it
you know
is
it also shows you like different
medicine.
pressure points. Yeah, it teaches you about the body. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I say I'm a practitioner of information. But see, like, even that, I never come on here. That's why I say I talk about the mindset. I come on here and I try to share what worked for me, and I understand the mindset. If I need a reference, I just call my little sister. She a PhD, you know. So
Yeah.
people start talking about that, like, okay, here you go. We talked to her then about that, but yeah, because I got pulled from a dark place, you know, and a lot of the different principles help me. Like I said, I even to this day, when I interact with people, I practice the 42 ideas in my eye. Like I try my best to only talk about people in positive. When I give to people is in gratitude. It's from my heart. Simply no intentions needed when I give to people. When I speak, I try to speak as humble as I possibly can. I show reverence to every living creature. You know, I don't disturb no one's harmony. I try not to. I can only try because I'm human. I'm not perfect at all. You know, I still got emotions. I'm still a flesh bag, but I'm aware of it. So that's why I say I try, you know. But like I said, I'm only human. Like I can practice all this stuff, but if somebody mess with my kids or my family, it all goes out the window.
Yeah, characteristic like
I'm
me.
just I'm just being real. If somebody mess with my babies or
Mhm,
all this peace talk is no talking. You
mhm,
know, if somebody threaten my life where I feel like they'd take me away from my family, all
mhm.
that peace is no talking. And I will not hesitate because I love them so much that
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let you take them from me.
that's
So
how I am too, man. I won't cower away from nobody. I
no,
will
you
just
don't e,
straighten up and shut up. Okay.
I don't even think it's just the reaction. Once I see hostility approaching me, I got to take it out. There's no reaction.
Mhm,
There's no response. There's no talking. Once I sense hostility come, but see, that's the discipline too, because like you
mhm.
said, like I try to avoid, you know, because even doing that, I know I can be taken away from my family, even if I'm successful. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. You know, it's a fight. If somebody come towards you, you take them out. You got to go through the whole process, you know, and hope people find you not guilty. So why even go through all that when I can just avoid it?
See, that's what I was saying earlier. Is that I come up, I came up in a bad way. I came up being victimized until I achieved the level of non-victimization. And as you can tell, man, I talk in a nice, respectful tone of voice to everyone, but you can feel that inside of that is a real sense of accomplished. It's hard for me to say that when people can tell that, oh, you think you know everything. Well, let's see if you can do this. Bam, done. Oh, yeah, because it emits. I can feel it coming from you, and it's acceptable to me because I ever since the first minute I met you, I'm telling you, when I saw your profile picture of Doctor, I knew
Hmm.
right there who you were. You know, hey, come on in, man. Come on and have a seat. Like in a normal black person behavior, and me and you come to my house for the first time, and I just welcome you on in. Come on in. Hey, man, have a seat right here. Let me get you something. I don't ask you if you want a soda or a beer. Let me get you something. Let me do this because you're in me. You're in me. So
Right.
I'm going to do for you. Well, what's the catch? Catch of what? What,
Exactly.
what do you want back? Back of what? What are you talking about? Well, man, people don't just help people for no reason. Why not?
And
Well,
see that?
you gonna talk in all of this blah blah blah. I'm like, nope. This is me. I tell people the way you meet me today, 10 years from now, you'll think I must be senile because I must be stuck on talking the same. No, that means I don't change. I didn't say what I said to you yesterday to get something out of you or from you or an unfair advantage over you. But today I'm on this other trip. Nope. Everybody straight across the board. It's not about who you are. It's about what I am. You know. And I like that movie said, I am me.
Yes.
And I ain't got nothing to shove down your throat. I ain't got nothing to make you believe so I can get an unfair advantage over you. I don't talk to people in positions like, oh, climb down off your high horse and get yourself beneath me because I can tell you some shit you don't know about you. I'm not that person, man. I like you just said, I'm on the bus and I use a mobility device on the bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the bus and I'm just absorbing the bus is getting crowded. A certain aura is developing in this bus. And this lady, she gets on the bus and she's pushing the carriage. Well, the person across from me is in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair. There ain't enough room. Well, they're in an actual wheelchair. I'm in the slim line. You've seen these electric chairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Elderly disabled people be motoring around. Well, there wasn't enough room for her to actually walk through. So I'm sitting there and I grab her basket and lift it up to the forward level, lift it up above our wheels and stuff, so that all she has to do is hold on to it as I move it through and get it over to the other side of where she can continue on through the bus, right? So all of a sudden the bus takes off and it lurches. And okay, you know what that's done to an older person that's, ain't seated yet. So before she could go any further, I'd already done latched onto this woman and stabilized her. She said, man, you're really strong. And I thought, nope, that ain't me. That's the spirit.
Yeah.
The spirit just reached up and helped you. But like I say to people, man, all glory goes to the Most High.
Yeah.
Like somebody tell me what. Well, why don't you just say who you talking about, the Most High? I said, because the Most High is the Most High. You can't get higher. Like you said, the Most High ain't no damn job. The Most High ain't some thing that you see on a billboard. It's the Most High. And that's why I use that term of raw. Because, when in ancient times here in Americas, without that sun, no crops grow. Without that sun, ain't no water. Without that sun in our atmosphere, taking this dust and gas and turning it into everything we know and see, there is no us. And that's why the particular faction of the Egyptians used Ra as the god of sun. But then you have Dot, which is your symbol there, that was the god of, they say trickster, but they really meant of knowledge and education and science.
Yeah.
That's why that on his helmet, that upturn looked like a cup fits with Ra inside of the top of his.
At the top, yeah.
Yeah, his helmet, that he is the first god under Ra. And that's why I said, oh, man, I just got through refreshing my brain about these different levels of gods. And now the next person I meet is representing Doth here. And I just kept poking that at you.
Yeah.
I know you keep I keep getting a chance to get near you, because every time I get near you, I'm going to say something about your profile picture. You're going to tell me what your knowledge is, because Doth is the god of knowledge.
Yeah.
And then he became Hemus. And then down from there, Noah, but that's the Greek.
The Greek understanding, yeah.
Yeah, mythology, Greek mythology, So
the more you mess with me, the more crazy the information get, because like I said, it's so many different levels. And like I said, I went through transformation with energy and knowledge, just to understand it, like in meditation. I I don't even know how to explain it, but you understand the whole Kundalini system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
now,
when I reach,
when you use various words, keep this in mind. You're 38. I'm 68. So what something was called in my time period
It's
is
something
called
different.
something different now, but it's all the same. So if you have any question in your mind about a word you want to ask me, tell me how to
Oh,
spell it and I'll look it up so we can both be on the same wavelength because we're just like Slav, you know.
right. So when we talk about like the chakra system, we got 7.
Yeah, chakras, yeah.
Okay, so when we talk about even when we talk about Christos or Christ, it
Mm-hmm.
was really reaching the seventh. That was man reaching the seventh chakra,
Yeah,
which is the
chakras,
Christ
yeah.
consciousness, right? So now we're talking about the Christ consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
and once I elevated to an understanding on how to reach it, a lot of different things opened up to me. Like they say, you only use 10% of your brain, right?
Right. The
I
average
believe
person.
I believe I'm functioning at a minimum of 15%, and
Yeah.
that's just because the way I understand and I'm able to see things, and I'm aware of things that the senses they taught us that we had that
Mm-hmm.
most common people can't sense or feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's like I like when I get around certain people literally get sick around me, and that's
Mm-hmm.
because of the energy that I release.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Mm-hmm.
your intentions aren't good, that energy will repel you.
Yeah, man, I'm so strong on that plane. Then I keep breaking you say so much, man.
But
I
I
can
mean,
just say I try to stop at certain points till the day rolls back. But let's take going back a little bit.
mm,
This is where people like to cut people off. Is they're afraid they won't remember what a key was, so they just start talking because they can't. They're afraid they won't remember the key that the speaker came to that they wanted to remember. Okay, when it comes my turn to talk again, then I'm gonna remember this key that hit me. So I want to say, in the English pronunciation of the word, you just used it, Jesus, but you also used the Latin derivative Jesus. The Greek terminology of that same word is Jesus, translated from the original Greek word of Hail Zeus, is what Jesus goes back to. Jesus goes back to his Hail Zeus.
Zeus, yep.
Hail Zeus, Greek mythology. You know what I mean?
Mm.
The
Even
Hebrews love it.
even when you go back, that's what like I used to have fun with debating people because I tell them like from the language you read in the Bible and now the last language it was in before that was Greek, and when you
Mhm.
say Helios Bilios, that's a little sun book. So what are we talking about? And
Mhm.
even like when you talk about like this is what I'm saying, like even when you talk about um Jesus, right? How many disciples did he have?
Mhm.
12. So when you understand the Son of God and you look up in the sky, you understand the concept of
Mhm.
so
Constellation.
above, so below. You understand you got 12 constellations and the
Mhm.
Son of God is in the middle. And as
Mhm.
you go through these ages, like we in what age? The Pisces age, and you equate that and use that information to read the Bible, you can read it in different you get different understanding when
Mhm.
you align the
Because
two.
astrology is older than spiritualism.
Yeah.
Written. You know.
Astrology, like when they say as this is like when I say I studied occult science too, like they only give you part of stuff and you got to work with it. So when they say as so above so below,
Mm-hmm.
is a whole nother part to that. It's called so within so without.
Yep.
So now you understand it. That's four different. Like when you talk about the swastika, right? I can
Yep.
show you three understandings just from the swastika. I can show you how what we're just talking about now is so above, so below the cycles. That's a four. That's a 4 point cycle, 90 degrees. So when you look at the swastika, you see it's four right angles, right? If you look at picture of the swastika is 4 right angle. That's 90 degrees. 90 degrees times 4 is 360 degrees. Now, when you look up at the Big Dipper, the Big Dipper is nothing but a way we used to understand the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so as it rotates, or what they say, we rotate, it rotates and it looks like the swastika in each angle. Mm-hmm. So now we're talking about another 360 degrees. And this was our understanding. This was a simple understanding. But now you take that and you put it into the inside, and you understand we go through a cycle. Just like the earth, we have a 4-point cycle, a 4-season cycle, a 4-level cycle where we resonate high and low. That's why, like back in the day, like when I grew up in the street, they used to have this saying, say, you only hustle for seasons or reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And every season, when you understood the seasons you can hustle in, that's like when we're talking about harvesting. You know, in this season, you have to harvest. You have to do the same thing outside that you're doing outside yourself. You got to do that same work inside yourself. These was the teachings.
And speaking of the swastika, that's Native American.
Yeah, I could show you where they man, like people don't understand. It's like they took that all over the. I mean, that, like you said, it's Native American, but that's no. How do I get rid of it?
It's amazing, but coming into the, you know, and you and me and Karimio, we're not the only people that understand that. Hey, man, we've been hijacked.
Oh yeah,
we've been hijacked from the truth, and it's considered to be a losing battle because, like you have had, I have had, he has had. That's why he went to this next level. I'm talking about Karimio, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna say something to you that I haven't already learned the truth of. I don't have an opinion, and I don't have an ego. That's why first thing I said tonight is, when it comes to religion, I ain't got no ego because I didn't write that. Those ain't my words. I never agreed or disagreed with what the translation of this foreign language that nobody knows anymore. You know, did they ever really figure out what every word in the tombs of America? And you know, when I say America, I'm talking about this whole thing. You know, like it's the reason why we're called the United States and not just America, because America is all of it: the islands, South, Panama, Mexico, all of it, Canada, all of it is the Americas. But in the Americas, the tombs, you know, there are tombs right here in America that have hieroglyphics on it that are older than the ones they found in Egypt.
Oh yeah, they won't tell you that though, because then they have to admit that we were always here.
Yeah, that we're the ones that was here. This was here. Everything else was what came next. You know,
they got tombs. I mean, they got pyramids that basically they reburied because you'll have to admit. My son woke. He usually.
Hey, so what state are you in?
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, okay. So you in Central or now Michigan is still Eastern Standard Time? Or is
it I'm still in East, so it's 3:31 here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was trying to think of which one is it, but we are in a situation where you and I, the truths that we know, the best way to antiquate those truths is our inner minglings with people versus trying to share with them the truth and have them, you know, that's what I'm trying to say now is what they say in the Bible. The translation in the Bible is they sacrificed Jesus Christ for trying to be different. They like, dude, You are costing us money talking to these people out there in the street instead of letting them get up here closer to the temple where we have our booths set up at. You're fucking with our cash, man. And he said what you said. God ain't building no building to worship him. That's you. That's man. You are converting his truth into your pocketbook. And it's beholden to you. You ain't sharing it. You're just gathering up your wealth for your own personal goals. And you're using what he has given to you to tell these uninformed types, basically calling people ignorant, uninformed types, you're telling them that they shouldn't come up in here to learn what God has said. That you're somebody that they should listen to out here on the street. And that's what started the whole that was the pretense of what that whole thing means. If you're gonna take what knowledge you've gathered and use it against others for your own personal gain, then that's gonna be short-lived.
Yeah.
You're gonna run out of that shit real quick, sir. Why? Because something's gonna come along and gonna change all of that. And then nobody gonna listen to you about a goddamn thing. That's why in my channel, and then man, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go to bed. In my channel, I play these videos and feel like instead of trying to talk this information to people, because I ain't going to get, I can't even go and get the books. I told you I was a librarian, but before that, the first time I ever got to get my hands on a Bible, man, I had a dictionary. And every word in that damn Bible that I didn't understand, couldn't explain, I went and asked this person, that person. I went to the church, asked this person, that person. Nobody, because it was that, I'm like, this part of the Bible is a different language. This ain't English right here. There's a B in this Webster's dictionary.
Right.
I can't find this word nowhere, and nobody can tell me. And then when I got to college, that's when I said, man, I'm gonna get in that library. I'm gonna become a librarian. I'm gonna tell the agency I'm going to school through that I want to work in the library. I will learn everything the library system is, the Dewey Decimal System, the card search, books. I will learn all that. But what I really want to learn is these words in my head of knowledge. That's the way these books, man. But I'm on the West Coast, man, so I'm gonna let you go.
All right, brother. Hey, anytime I'm on, like I said, this is what I do. This is why I created this platform, because I want to come up here and share information. I want to give as much as I can.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff to give. I mean, it's just I'm still learning how to do this. And honestly, I want my channel to grow a little bit more. So,
and honestly, I get it. I what you're saying is what I'm going to end this saying back to you. Whenever I'm having a show, I want you to come. I want you to come up on my panel and talk with reference to the information that particular video might be about, or your knowledge translations of it. Okay.
No problem. I'll be there. Like I said, I'm here. We support each other. That's how we grow.
Yeah, and I promise you, now that you and I are connected, whenever you see me in your panel, you are in charge, and whatever I share, it will be in coordinates with what you're talking about. I won't be in there going, oh no, man, what it really was like this, dog. You talking about that off the wall shit. Man, that shit ain't true. I will not come at you like anything other than the way we're talking right now.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate that. And that's how I respect everybody's home. When I come, I'm coming as a guest, and I'm gonna give you everything that I got. That's what I do. I don't withhold information. I don't. And like I said, I'm humble. If I'm wrong or if I got misinformation, I'm open to learn, because that's just an opportunity to me to get it right. I got kids, man, and I'm trying to give them everything I didn't have at an earlier age. I didn't have it. So that's my whole goal.
I understand, because My son is 43 and my daughter is 40. So they are some incredible people, dude. And my daughter, she's white, but man, I taught her so much about being human, American, and being black. You would think that once you sit down and start talking to her, that she was actually an albino or something, which you really because the knowledge that she was open to that her mama wasn't into, But anyway, past that, yeah. And also, if you say something and you're not sure about it, just put them words out there, man. Because I'm a researcher, and you see how I did Slob. I will go and do that on everything that you say that will clear up in a person's mind if what they think ain't exactly correct. I will drop no more than 200 characters of the truth in the chat, and then you reference from there. So, I will drop it in the chat, and then it'll be clear. Then but because I'm like I said, I'm a researcher. So the first lie I read Yahoo. No, that ain't right. Let me read this next. Okay, we're getting close to. Let me get to this next. Oh, here. See, way down there in the alley behind that goddamn tipsy dumpster, next to that banana peel, is the truth.
Right.
Right here. And slam it over here where everybody can see. Why you bring that nasty look at it? Because that is the truth right there. And the truth looks nasty to a lot of people. All right, brother.
All right, brother.
And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow, okay?
All right, brother. I appreciate you coming up, man, rocking out with me.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to.
Oh, no problem. Hey, Lovey, you missed the whole show. Yeah, me and Papa was riding out. Okay, Bubba, I'm coming. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. Man, my son is killing me. But you know what it is. Conversations build nations. It's the word. I'll be back tomorrow. Didi, hold on, bro. Chill out, man. I'm coming. Go ahead. Go lay down with mommy.